calling to say I
All right, what is up, fight fans? Welcome. Bienvenidos aquí, UFC 326 live on MMA Weekly, I'll tell you what, the largest independently owned website in combat sports the world over. I'm Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. You know this. You've been coming here for 6 years with us live for UFC numbered events. And right now, UFC 326 live from the fight capital of the world in Las Vegas. It is the Blessed Express, baby. Max Holloway defending the BMF belt against Bronx, Charles Oliveira. More importantly in this fight, in my mind, number 3 and number 4 in the world in El Mundo. And I will tell you this, these two guys, contrasting styles, tremendous veterans in the octagon. Can't wait for that one. Tonight, of course, the co-main event is another one that we're really looking forward to. And there have been some good fights tonight already, but Borralho and Reinier de Ridder, Rob Font, Raul Rosas Jr., Drew Dober, and Michael Johnson in the octagon right now, and Gregory Rodriguez, RoboCop. RoboCop last year was the shot. Shut up, Rock. Treat him right. Come on. But Gregory Rodriguez, RoboCop, 2 years later, defends the knockout loss to Bruno Ferreira with a kill shot, a one-punch kill shot. Cody Garbrandt against Zhao Long, a unanimous decision for, no love. Cody Garbrandt got love from the judges tonight, but man, oh man, that fight was tough for Cody No Love Garbrandt, and he got the victory. Font and Rosas, it's like a gatekeeper fight for the youngster, see how good he is. And of course, Drew Dober and Michael Johnson. Suspicious betting movement, by the way, on the line tonight for this fight. They pulled it at a couple of books, and Michael Johnson just had a fight against Anthony Hernandez canceled because of line movement in the UFC, in the crosshairs when it comes to line movement, illegal line movement with betting ever since James Krause and all his bullshit. You guys know the story there, but we've been coming your way for 6 years with this. Pumped to have you with me. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, and if Scott can hear me, please throw my name up there. Say my name. You know what I'm saying? It's at Jim Grease _ on social media, at MMA Weekly. Give us a follow, make you holla. Thank you for being here live. It's the best fight companion show in the biz, the most watched out of any, and we are pumped to have you here tonight, baby. And I will say this, Drew Dober and Michael Johnson, man, 59 combined UFC fights for the two of them now that this one is moving. So into the octagon, each man, what a career they've had. 37 years of age, Drew Dober, 39, Michael Johnson, and good Lord, man. You don't want to talk about sometimes how many UFC fights these guys have had, but 32 for Michael Johnson now and 24 for Drew Dober. Strikers, Johnson really quick. He's been landing some lefts against Drew Dober here early in this fight. We're almost to the end of round number 1, but good Lord, man, this is going to be a battle. Two real good strikers, two guys who are going to stay in the center of the octagon, trade blows, throw hands, throw feet, all night long. And of course, Dober coming in with the Muay Thai background. I love the Muay Thai. You know, you come on in and you just fight dirty and you fight in close. And I don't mean dirty as in you're breaking the rules. I mean, Muay Thai is dirty fighting. Knees, kicks, elbows, fists, all in tight, all brutal. Better have a chin. Round number 1 coming to a close. Dober and Johnson. All right, Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. We got some big things popping here on MMA Weekly. You're going to want to keep coming back to hear more from us. Not only are we there front and center covering the UFC like we have for over 20 years, but the big boxing events, the circus clown show boxing events as well. Some of those and all kinds of expansion here on the MMA Weekly Network, YouTube, social media outlets as well, Facebook, X, all those places, Instagram, and you will see us doing more and more here on MMA Weekly. Man, if I see another U.S. Marshals promo, I'm going to lose my mind. Good Lord, I don't want to watch it. Don't care about the yellow verse. I don't know how you feel about that, but while you're here, give us a shout. We're doing a roll call. Where are you from? Where you be? Where are you joining us from this evening as we bring you our coverage of UFC 326 here on MMA Weekly? And man, oh man, I will tell you this, that octagon in the middle of T-Mobile Arena, Miami next month, Newark right outside the New York City market next in May, and then in June, the White House event with the UFC. And Iran's not going to get any missiles anywhere near that event. Don't worry about it, MMA fans. I've seen a bunch of idiots all week long talking about this online. It's like, come on. Oh, Dober and Johnson throwing bombs as we start round number 2. Look at these. We are about a minute off on the time there. It's 4:38 remaining in the round for Johnson and Dober. 66% live odds chance for Johnson, 34 for Dober. Johnson just looks faster, man. Michael Johnson really looking fast in there against Dober tonight. And Dober's jacked. But here's the thing about Dober, right? He has a way of snatching victory from the jaws of defeat, while Johnson's kind of had the opposite happening in his career. So we'll see, what that means here tonight as this fight continues. But when I look at this fight here right now, I mean, this has been something that Drew Dober and Michael Johnson, these guys throwing bombs in the octagon, are on a collision course, right? Dober 28-15, Johnson 25-19, 37 versus 39 years of age.
I'm just calling to say
Right in the center of the octagon, standing and banging. And we have people from all over the world watching us here tonight. Thank you for being here. While you're here, smash that like, hit the subscribe, the bell, ring my bell. You never know what kind of musical references you're going to get from me here on the show. You get a little bit of everything, and the shit just pops out of my mouth in real time. So we will have to see. We got a ton of people here watching live tonight. So Dober and Johnson, 3:20 left in round number 2. Let's stick with that fight right now with these guys. I mean, you think about the careers that they've had. I mean, Dober lands more strikes, but he absorbs more. And Dober lands a kill shot with a right. It's all over. The second one-punch knockout on the main card in a row to open up UFC 326. In a fight that Michael Johnson was dominating, Drew Dober just literally effed him up and put him on the ground with one shot. A straight right from Dober, the Muay Thai specialist with all that compact power, all that muscle. Yeah, it leads to fatigue, but he's great cardio-wise. And, I mean, he has blood splashed all over him, Drew Dober does. Let's see where this blood comes from. But he set it up, man, so beautifully, and just straight left, right off the jaw. The exact thing that RoboCop just did to Fajita with a right hand in the first fight. So 2 one-punch knockouts give Dober the 100K. Oh, my God, you got to see this video. You have got to see that. Oh, and Dober, the ref, who was slow as shit trying to get in there to stop it, almost got Johnson killed because Dober pounced on him on his knees and came down with another absolute kill shot that grazed the side of Johnson's nose. But I don't know what was harder, the punch from Dober that sent Johnson flying backwards or the head of Johnson bouncing off the octagon. And oh, good Lord. Wow. Drew Dober, he's got blood pouring down, but he finds a way, doesn't he? Win number 29 in his career. Number 15, now 15-9 in the UFC. Johnson, oh my goodness, he had a 3-inch reach advantage. He was landing. It was looking like a Johnson fight, and it did not end that way, man, as literally just an absolute kill shot from Drew Dober. And I can't, wow. I mean, I could never watch this enough times. Never. I could never watch it enough times. It's so great. I can't even just describe to you what happened without literally losing my mind here on the show. So Drew Dober with a huge win, huge knockout over Michael Johnson. And of course, we got a huge night of fights here. Rob Font, Raul Rosas Jr. coming up next. Is Rosas the real deal? You know, Font on the decline, was borderline title contender for a while there, you remember, but you stick around long enough in this racket, it'll all come full circle in the world. Man, Johnson looking disappointed, obviously. Long and lean, was landing. The boxing was looking good, the quickness. But look, Johnson has had a habit in his UFC career of finding a way to lose fights. I hate to say that about any fighter, but he has, you know, and this is going to be the 4th time that he's been knocked out. Meanwhile, for Drew Dober in his career, just an unbelievable, you know, run for Dober, and just, wow, man, another knockout for Drew Dober, who has been in a lot of these wars in his career. You know, he stands and bangs with people, and that's what you're going to get from a guy like him as Joe Rogan talks to him in the octagon. 153 of round number 2. By the way, if you were looking at that for, let's see real quick, if you were looking at that, and I think they pulled the odds down on most books, but Dober to win by KO TKO was plus 175, and so that's a nice little cha-ching. Hey, tonight I want to say, one of the greatest fights I've ever been in Vegas for, or in the UFC, of any UFC event for. Just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. It'll go in this summer at International Fight Week. Joanna Jacek, Zhang Wei Li, UFC 248, a night that was famous for a couple of reasons, that fight being one of them. The main event, Israel Adesanya beat Yoel Romero. I believe that was Yoel's last UFC fight. I think it was. But the thing that made that event famous more than anything was it was the last UFC event before COVID hit, before they had to go to Jacksonville, before they had to do Fight Island. And that's what I'll never forget that fight. One of the greatest fights I've ever seen in person or otherwise in my illustrious career covering this sport, if I don't say so myself. But Drew Dober with a kill shot knockout win over Michael Johnson. 2 fights, 2 kill shots, and ironically, and we've seen this a lot lately, 1 TKO. Bellato TKO'd Fernandez in the first fight on the prelims, and it was decision, technical submission, decision. Get Kid Rock out of there, man. No one likes Kid Rock. I don't care what side he's on. I'm a DJ. I'm a rapper. I'm a rock star. Now I'm a country guy. I'm a patriot. GTFOH, Kid Rock. Man, dude, just lie to us more to get more publicity. And, you know, I know Trump loves him, and Trump loves the UFC, so his name is Kid Rock, whatever it is. But anyway, I'm not a big Kid Rock fan, just artistically speaking, you know? That's all I'm saying. But how about this, man? The crowd is now full of Paramount actors everywhere you look in these U.S. Marshals promos. The UFC, mama, I made it. You know what I'm saying? But we have got next. We have got Rob Font and Raul Rosas Jr. Now let's get to the preview of that fight. But 2 fights, 2 kill shots. Rodriguez over Fajeda and Dober over Michael Johnson.
Just to let you know, they're going to announce the White House card any minute here.
Are we going to take it live, Scott? Can we do that?
No, they're doing it on the CBS broadcast.
Okay. Well, then I got it right in front of me. So we will see that. That's awesome. The White House card. They lost a big fight off that card a couple days ago. If you've seen the videos on social media,
now.
Here it comes. Oh, this is Miami. They're running a Miami promo right now, Scott. This is South Beach next month. Wait a minute. What is this? This is Dustin Poirier here. Wait a minute. Oh, Dominic Reyes highlight in Miami. Okay, let's see. What are they doing here? They love the Miami shows. Can't wait for that one next month, by the way.
Well, it looks like Gaethje, Topuria, and Alex Pereira and Cyril Gahn.
You can hear that, Scott.
Okay.
Alex Pereira and Cyril Gahn? Are you kidding me? Cyril Gahn, that lying, cheating, eye-poking scumbag, he gets a White House fight? This is ridiculous. This is awful. This is awful. What an awful fight. Are you kidding me? Jones has to be the one who fell off then, Scott. It has to be. What did John do now? Is this a thing? Oh, my God. What? I mean, how many questions do you have now? That Cyril gone? Are you serious?
I'm just calling to
Come
say
on. They're showing Gaethje highlights right now. I know Strickland's on the card too, right?
Rufy versus Chandler. Bo Nickel versus DeCal. And Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia.
So wait, no, wow. There's Gaethje in the crowd. Wow, Cyril gone? Did they lose? Is Strickland on there, Scott? Did you say Strickland?
No. Nope.
No Strickland. No Jones. No Jim. I ain't going. That's ridiculous. Cyril gone. I can't even say enough times how stupid that is. Scott, do you think Jones is the one who fell off?
It would have to be, I would think.
O'Malley's on there. Chandler, of course. Chandler gets all the big fights. Bo Nickel. That is not, to me, like, I don't know. I mean, this is underwhelming for a White House card. This is the 250th anniversary of America, and I don't think this is worthy. I don't know what you think in the chat. Let me know, please. We'll turn this into a talk show. Cyril gone? It has to be Jones who fell off. You've seen the reactions on social media. If you haven't, go look them up. Shelby and Hunter Campbell looking like someone just shot their dogs at the same exact time on the stage at the weigh-ins for this fight. It just happened. And Dana went and said it on social media. We lost a fight off a White House card, but you know, I'm happy for my guy Sean O'Malley. I think that's great. Happy for Bo Nickel. Anybody who gets the opportunity. Mike Chandler, I've known him forever. Great dude. He's got the golden lamp, man. Mike Chandler's always had the golden lamp. He gets the biggest fights. So O'Malley deserves it. Cyril gone on the White House. I can't even. I mean, unless we just want to beat up the French again, you know, like the French can just be the whipping boys like they always have. Maybe he's the French sacrificial lamb, and we just laugh at him at the White House for the 250th anniversary of America. But he has an Ice Cube's chance in hell against Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira is going to beat his ass all over the White House. Maybe that's what they want. Maybe after what happened with Aspinall, they want Cyril gone to be a sacrificial lamb for Poatan. Maybe. I don't know. I can't even believe, but the main event, I want to say this, okay? I can stop bitching now, and I can actually look at that main event and say that's White House worthy. And I want to say one thing. Now, Ilia Topuria might be the best fighter in the sport right now, period, point blank. And that's a long, tall order and a task for Justin Gaethje. But for my boy, who I've known since he's 16 years old, from Safford, Arizona, right down the road where I grew up, the guy whose fights I called on the way up, who I met as a teenager, and then when he was with WSOF fighting the Baboon, Luis Palomino, the company that I was working with, Rage in the Cage, MMA, we had an event where, and we actually signed a contract with WSOF through Ali Abdelaziz, who ran that with Ray Sefo. I hosted weigh-ins, and Gaethje was there, and I interviewed him on the stage for when WSOF came to Phoenix, and Gaethje was the champ, the local boy coming home. Couple of tough fights against the Baboon. One of them here, he beat him. Then he goes to the UFC. First fight, ironically, against the guy who just got knocked out by Drew Dober, Michael Johnson, 2016. It wasn't on that UFC 200 card. It was the night before on the fight night in the same arena. Gaethje's whole entire contingent from Safford, I was in the middle of all that. So for Justin Gaethje, the highlight, who every time I've ever seen him, me so well and has always done every interview and always been on my side and in my corner, for my own Arizona boy who I've known since he was a teenager, and for a guy who has been, from the minute he stepped into any cage, a killer, a stand and bang, an entertainer, one of the greatest entertainers in the history of mixed martial arts, and one of the greatest fighters as well. I'm happy and proud, so proud and so happy, proud of and happy for the highlight, Justin Gaethje, to get the main event at the White House. And it's a tall, tall task, we know, on the 250th anniversary of the USA, Justin Gaethje will proudly carry that flag into the octagon. If he's able to win this fight, especially by knockout, which is how he wins, if Gaethje's able to do that and win the belt that day against the best in the world, talk about the spirit of America, talk about the revolution, talk about what that would mean. Gaethje with his own version on the White House lawn at UFC at the White House, which would be unbelievable. The president right there. I don't care what your politics are. The president's there. You're on the White House lawn. That's the opportunity of a lifetime for the highlight, Justin Gaethje. And I am so proud again, JG, my boy. Yes, yes, yes. And for Mike Chandler, I've known him a long time too. And I'm happy for Mike as well. I've had some funny things to say about Chandler in the past because he gets a ton of fights and got a lot of things handed to him. And I've talked about the golden lamp and all those things. But, you know, Mike Chandler is definitely a guy who deserves an opportunity like this. He moves the needle. And, of course, he's going to bring that flag in proudly as well. But no Sean Strickland, which we thought we might get on the White House lawn. That'd be amazing to have like a I don't even want to call him anything. I'm not going to say what I was about to say. But obviously, Sean gets a lot of feathers ruffled with things that he says that, you know, I mean, hey, he'd have been great in the 1950s. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, I don't mean to make light of it, but it's just one dude. Everybody calm the hell down. Good Lord. So Chandler and Gaethje are on. And the fight that fell off, I have to think, it has to have been Jon Jones. What in the hell happened? Did Dana White put more faith in Jon Jones, which he said a million times he can't do? Did he get burned again? Were they even considering Jones? What was the fight they lost? Lucy, Dana and Hunter, you got some splaining to do. And this is a very underwhelming card for an event like this at a place like that on an anniversary of that stature and that magnitude. You know what I mean? It's just not anything like I thought it would be. I thought it'd be Jones. If Jones is there against Pereira and that's the main event with Gaethje and Topuria as the co-main, I'd have been feeling way different about this card. What do you think? What do you think about the White House card? What do you think about this next fight? Raul Rosas Jr., is he the real deal? Rob Font's about to let us know. And, you know, like, you know how it is with and Raul coming in as an 18-year-old and obviously the youngest fighter to ever begin a career in the octagon. And that to me is awesome in and of itself. But, you know, Raul Rosas Jr., the prodigal son, is he or is he not the real deal? The Contender Series, they said he's going to be a star, you know, but he does have that one loss. And that obviously came to Christian Rodriguez. April of 2023, the hype train came crashing down after just one fight, 2 in the octagon, 1 under the UFC banner. The other one was a Contender Series. But now, 4 wins in a row. Terrence Mitchell, Ricky Tercios, Quilang, and Vince Morales. And now he gets a tested veteran who at one point in time, not that long ago, was a top 5, top 3 guy at bantamweight in Rob Font. And Rob Font, of course, has had a lot of tough luck lately in the octagon. And by the way, hit the like, subscribe. We love having you here. UFC 326 on MMA Weekly. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Thanks to the Fight Don for the shirt here. And I appreciate those guys as well. Shout out to the Fight Don. And man, oh man, we got some things happening here tonight. I mean, look, Rob Font is tied with Uriah Faber with 7 finishes in the bantamweight division. 6th most wins in bantamweight history with 11. 3rd most finishes, right? He's tied with Chito Vera and Sean O'Malley for the 2nd most knockouts in bantamweight division history. So Rob Font, the real deal, man. Relevant, real deal, Holyfield. And now you hookers and hoes know how I feel. There you go. So, told you, you're going to get some music with me. Anyway, David Martinez with a win over Rob Font last time out to snap a 2-fight win streak for Font. An unlikely win as an underdog against Kyler Phillips in October of 24, and then Matsumoto in February of 25. But, you know, Figueiredo beat him. Sandhagen beat him. We're going backwards here. Chito beat him. Jose Aldo beat him. And all those fights came 4 out of 5. And that was right at the time that losing streak began, when he was right there knocking on the door for a title shot. And, you know, today's contender becomes tomorrow's also ran very quickly in the UFC. By the way, speaking of also ran, Dana White must have been right. I love him. He's a great dude. But Francis Ngannou parting ways with the PFL. What a disastrous move by Francis in every other way except financial. He got his money. Does the UFC take Ngannou back now? I don't think we're ever going to see Jon Jones again if we didn't see him on the White House card. This is depressing. I want to cry right now. Do you know how badly I wanted Jon Jones on that White House card? The only real undefeated fighter in UFC history, an American who really wanted to be on that fight card. What happened with Jon? What happened? I gotta find. Does anybody know? Is Jon on social media right now? I care way more about this than Raul Rosas is walking to the octagon. By the way, Let's see what John Jones, if John Jones is saying anything right now. This is crazy. Cyril gone co-main event against that. That's just wow. Against Pajeda. So his heavyweight debuts against Cyril gone. He's gonna win that belt. I feel horrible for Aspinall. That cheating scumbag Cyril gone gets a White House fight. Either Dana's really trying to stick it to Aspinall and Eddie Hearn, which Dana's definitely not been above in the past. But on the White House fight card, I mean, think about it. Dana White, Donald Trump, I mean, they have gone there. It's like the common denominator between the two. They will squash you if you ever do them wrong. And Dana could really be sticking it to Aspinall here on this one. I am not putting that past. All-night negotiation. This is from Malkikawa, John Jones representative. An all-night negotiation where I didn't sleep hasn't happened in a long time. When I tell you this story, you won't believe it. Hashtag FRM. Is that John Jones? Is that John Jones? Man, I'm an investigative reporter first. Come on, guys, let's go. Bring it on. Broadcast journalism major from the University of Miami. Yes, that University of Miami. The U, baby. The U. All right, so where is John Jones right now? I have to be like, John, come on, bro. He's going to literally go off his rocker, is he not? Come on. He has to, that he's not on the what happened here? Man, this is crazy. Raul Rosas coming back out and Rob Font making his walk right now. John Jones re-entered the anti-doping pool. He did all these things. John Jones was talking about and making assertions lately that he was negotiating to be on the White House card, and he's not there. He's not there. Man, that is such a bummer. You know, did you want Jones in there? I don't know. But anyway, we got Font from Leominster. And if you might read it as Leo Minster, it's Leominster, Massachusetts. The White House card is chopped. Some dude who lost back-to-back matches wins one, gets White House card. Sean gets back-to-back title shots after losses. They should do lawsuits over colluding, says Jonathan 45630X. I mean, that is strong. Thank you for coming strong with that opinion. Pop it up there, by the way. Like button, subscribe, the bell, and thank you for all the super chats. You can do that too for us here on MMA Weekly as the numbers get bigger here. UFC 326, Rob Font, the third most significant strikes in bantamweight history. Again, second most knockouts at 35. Taking on Raul Rosas Jr. and a battle. Man, this is going to be fun. I like this fight at 135, and we find out tonight, does Raul Rosas Jr. have what it takes to take the next step after 4 consecutive wins following a loss in his second UFC fight? This one's going to start in just a minute. By the way, they've cut out the octagon walks now on everything but the main and the co-main. Like they're cut out the octagon walks. They announced an underwhelming UFC White House card. If only there were, I don't even want to say it, but competition's a really good thing, and when you don't have it, man, you see what happens. It happens everywhere. That's why the NFL is so incredible, and the NBA, although the NBA has more than its share of problems, but the NFL, without a real competitor, it's so incredible. It's the only one I can think of that's really stayed that way. You know, I mean, boxing has been a disaster. The UFC, without competition, getting huge numbers, without having to worry about hitting certain numbers in pay-per-view sales or anything like that, they just get a blank check for the most part. I mean, it might as well be the amount it is, right? What's their motivation to give us the best fights? Because we still line up and we subscribe and we buy and we subscribe and we buy. By the way, Rosas, a minus 290 favorite. What do they have to do? What business owner in their right mind, answering to shareholders, which they do now under the TKO umbrella, you can stand under my umbrella. Not the best umbrella to be under, by the way, when it comes to the fans right now. WWE fans have been complaining nonstop. There's logos in the ring. You know, a lot of events are going overseas. It's all about the shareholders now. And when you bring that to the forefront, and that's what it's all about, man, that changes everything for us as fans. I don't think any professional sports league should be allowed to be publicly held. I think it's a direct conflict of interest. And at a time when the UFC is really struggling with lines and gambling and all those things, and hey, I just call it like I see it. At that time right now where these things are happening, what does this say? where we're underwhelmed by almost every fight card now. We are underwhelmed, and this sucks. The White House card sucks. Compared to what I was expecting, it absolutely sucks. And I do not pull any punches. I won't pull any punches. And we are about to start a fight where neither guy is going to pull any punches. And we got Raul Rosas Jr. and Rob Font. Go, Scott. And they hit the center of the octagon. I'll bitch more about the UFC in just a couple of minutes, guys. But the White House card underwhelms at best. At least looking at it right now. And I'm very happy for Gaethje, and I'm happy for O'Malley, and I'm happy for Chandler. But come on, man. All right. Font and Rosas Jr. Font number 13 at 135. Remember, he was top 5 in title contention at one point when that division was the best in the sport with Sandhagen and oh man, how about Merab and the Funk Master and Cejudo was coming back. And just that division bantamweight still loaded, but man, was it loaded for a little while there. And looking at the rankings at bantamweight as the numbers go big. Like button, subscribe. Come on, let's go. MMA Weekly. And you see me looking up at my TV monitor up there, so you know I'm watching live and giving you the blow-by-blow action of UFC 326. Rosas throwing a lot of kicks early at Rob Font, trying to take him off the center of his stance and keep that balance moving all night long. Keep him off balance. Keep him moving. Petr Yan, of course, the champ. Merab, number 1. Umar Nurmagomedov, 2. O'Malley, 3. He's going to be on the White House card. Sandhagen, 4. Song Yadong, 5. Yeah. Figueiredo, 7. Figueiredo's last fight was trash, man. He didn't even really want to show up. And got dominated, didn't make weight. But, man, this is fun, though. Rosas Jr., the kid who made his debut in the octagon at 18 years old, man. Just really, really... El Nino Problema, 5'9", 67-inch reach, the huge background in jiu-jitsu, the first-degree black belt. 12 fights, 11 wins, pardon moi. 2 knockouts, 6 submission. Oh, nice. Font caught the kick, dumped him on his keister, pretty much threw him across the octagon. This fight was supposed to be in September of last year, by the way. Rosas withdrew and was replaced by David Martinez. And so here they are, March 7th, 2026 at T-Mobile Arena. 2:45 left in the round. Oh, man, Rosas with a nice right counter after being pushed into the cage by Font, who lands a right on the exit. Interesting start to this fight here. So, of course, you're looking at this fight, 11-1 Rosas Jr., 22-9 Font. Rosas with a takedown. And now with 2:21 left, he's almost to the cage, but not quite. Font's kind of sitting up in like a midway through a crunch position, and Rosas is posturing for either side control or full mount. 4-inch reach advantage for Font in this fight. Rosas being a jiu-jitsu kid, obviously you're going to want to take him down, and he's done that here. He averages over 4 takedowns per 15 minutes, and that's a 15-minute fight. Obviously, while Font lands over 5.5 significant strikes per minute. Grappler versus striker dynamic, and of course the fight with these two guys. Let's see real quick. We got Rosas Jr. being picked by most of the experts, by the way. Big favorite in this fight. 38-year-old Rob Font. He's a fighter, though, a New Englander from Massachusetts. You know what I'm saying? And this is a good fight, obviously. Rosas Jr. versus Rob Font. About a minute 20 left in round number 1. Font up on his feet. Rosas Jr. around the back. And again, he's like the Burmese python back there. Minus 280 favorite. Font plus 215 underdog. Rosas, can you believe this dude's 21? He's 21 already. He's a great wrestler, very efficient there. The grappler. Font's a boxer, you know that, fast hands, but Rosas has been all over him since the takedown. Still has the back, throwing him around, under a minute left in the round now. Oh, Rosas takes him back to the ground, still got his back. Classic, just pick him up, throw him down. Keep his back the whole time, arms around the waist. You know what I'm saying? Is what it is with that. 14 years of pro MMA for Font, 3 for Rosas Jr. Rosas Jr. on the money line was a pretty big play for this one. But Font has not been able to keep it on the feet. that takedown occurred halfway through the round, and he's been on his, not on his butt, but Rosas has had his back ever since then. Ten seconds left in the round. 5, still has his back, nothing happening, just standing there, catching their breath. End of the round, clearly a Rosas Jr. round, so you're talking 10-9 after 1. While you're here, Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, at @JimGrease_, GRIES, at MMA Weekly, as well on social media. Hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe while you're here. Ring the bell so you know you'll get alerts when we're coming your way with more action. We've been doing this show, in particular, numbered events on MMA Weekly since the pandemic, and the numbers have always been huge. So first of all, thank you so much for that. And second of all, we're here for every numbered event. We're here for the big boxing events, the circus clown ones, as well as some other things coming your way soon on MMA Weekly. So like, subscribe. We thank you so much for the likes, the subscribes, the super chats. Thank you for being here. And if you've been here from day one and you've watched us since the pandemic with these fight companion shows, make some noise in the chat. Let me know you're there. I'll give you a shout out. We'll throw you up on the screen if we can as we get set for round number 2. Raul Rosas Jr. fighting out of the blue corner. Rob Font out of the red at 37 years of age. Boxer versus grappler. Rosas wins round 1 after the takedown halfway through the round. Kept back control throughout the rest of that round. And start round 2. Here we go, Scott. Rosas wearing white trunks, Font in the black. Man, oh man. So Rosas Jr., 76% chance to win on Poly Market, 24% for Font. Those are what the live odds are. Who do you guys like in the main event tonight? Make some noise in the chat. Oh, Rosas with a nice straight left coming forward on Font. Defend the takedown, drop those hands a little, and pow. I love that from Rosas, the grappler. Shoots the single. He's got the single. Font sprawls, and now Font's got the back of Rosas after circling around. Nice job by Rob Font. Beautiful job. Now, he doesn't want to be grappling with this kid on the ground, obviously. He's looking to get that body triangle wrapped up behind. Oh, he's got the triangle. He's pulling for the armbar. This would be something if Font wins by submission. This would be insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. He was plus 375 to win by sub. Now Rosas has reversed it, and he's on top of Font. So the thing is, Rob Font got carried away there, going for a sub, and you realize who you're on the ground with, and you go, oh, shit, why'd I do that? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I see that one. But Font still on his back, still has that triangle in, but Rosas broke that a while, but now it's a half triangle. It's an arm and foot, but a hand and foot. Man, oh man, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Shout out to Parker Porter, by the way, the BKFC number 3 ranked heavyweight at Buffalo Wild Wings tonight with his gym and his team and the Fight Don team. Shout out to those guys watching us live tonight. I had to say what's up because they're watching us in Wethersfield, Connecticut. Where are you watching us from? By the way, Parker Porter, former UFC fighter. What's up, Park? So he's doing very well in BKFC. By the way, the last heavyweight title fight in BKFC, Arlovsky and Harwell. Ben Rothwell and Arlovsky, the has-beens of all has-beens, where Arlovsky's now the champ. That fight drew $2 million. And that UFC fight that weekend drew $5 million with Volkanovski. So BKFC making moves and Parker Porter in the middle of all that. All right, almost 2.5 minutes left. Almost at the 2.5 minute mark, I should say. Over 2.5 minutes left in round number 2. Rosas Jr. against Font. Look at that. Rosas Jr. has the back again. Looking to climb up the back. And hit him with a guillotine. Now he's got the full back. He's got one leg in on the body triangle. He's got 2:12 left in the round. And now he flips back over, puts Font back on his back. And Rosas Jr., clearly an elite grappler, really having an easy time with Font tonight. He's got 7 takedowns. His previous best was 7 takedowns for Raul Rosas Jr. Got a graphic right off the screen there that I read to you. All right, 151. Bacardi, baby, 151. Hit that hard. Remember in high school, you hit the 151, you light it on fire. Flaming Dr. Pepper shot. Yeah, baby. Rosas circles around to side control now. Font able to scramble to his feet. Rosas quickly gets up, single legs him, and takes him right back down. Wow, that quickness from Raul Rosas Jr. And he flips Font over again. He's literally just doing whatever he wants within the grappling. Font has been on the ground for the lion's share of this fight right now. Rosas looking for side control. Font looking for a Kimura. Rob Font, grappling. You got to give him credit, man. He's 37 years old. He's been around a long time. A lot of fights, you know what I'm saying? At one point in time, almost title contender, Rob Font. Youth against experience, grappler against striker. A lot of control time for Raul. Under a minute now, by the way. Interesting. This is nice. Good fight for Rosas. And, look, Raul Rosas, the fans are not going to like this one, right? You're going to get boos. They're on the ground. Not a lot happening. Rosas is doing enough to stay active and keep him there. And he really is quick with the movements. And, you have to give him credit for that. But not the type of fight that's going to get, especially after the first two, right? One punch KOs in the first two fights. RoboCop, Gregory Rodriguez, and Drew Dober. 5 seconds left in the round. Rosas transitioned into not full side control, just about. End of the round. 10-9 Rosas again, year 2018, heading into round 3. And the striker, Rob Font, going to have to do what he does best and finish this fight. You know what I'm saying? So Rosas, control, very controlled, not super aggressive, but controlled aggression, right? I don't want to say not aggressive, not recklessly aggressive, but controlled aggression from Raul Rosas Jr., unofficially from me. 8 takedowns tonight. 8 takedowns for the kid. Made his debut at 18. He's 21 now. Lost in his second UFC fight. Won 4 in a row. Heading in tonight, a -280. Big favorite over Rob Font. And now he's up 2 rounds to none. Not really breathing all that heavy. He's got great hair. He's 21. There's a lot to, with Rosas here. Come on, guys. We're a full-service show. We tell you everything. We give you all that you need here. Number 13 at bantamweight, Rob Font loses this one. He's definitely going to be out of the rankings. T-Mobile Arena packing up tonight, by the way. Borralho coming up next against Rainier de Ritter in the co-main. Start the round 3. Oops. Let's see. All right. Bear with me 1 second, guys. Circling each other. Rosas, is going to go for more takedowns. Font crouched low in his stance. He brought the hands down early in round 2, and he paid for it. Defending a takedown, he took a nice left to the jaw. But now Font keeping distance, crouched down, really leaning in with that head and that chin right into kill shot range. But again, what choice does he have? He's got to stay on the feet somehow. He's got to keep Rosas Jr. off him and prevent these takedowns. There's no other way he's going to win this fight. He's got to land the kill shot. And, of course, Rosas in that southpaw stance, Font in the traditional, conventional. And, he catches Font's arm as Font threw a left at him. And, just shot right down into a single leg, hopping on 1 foot, Font, and down he goes. Textbook from the kid, Raul Rosas Jr. Beautiful job. Beautiful job with the takedown. Tons of takedowns in this fight. If you're just joining us here on MMA Weekly, Fight 3, RoboCop Rodriguez with a 1-shot knockout in the opener over Borralho. In fight number 2, Drew Dober with a straight left against Michael Johnson in the AARP match, round number 2. Man, oh man, 5 takedowns in a row for Rosas, meaning 5 attempts, 5 takedowns, 5 for 5. 1 at the end of round 1, 3 in round 2, 1 in round 4. 3:20 left in round number 3 of Raul Rosas Jr.'s dominating performance so far against Rob Font. He's just hitting him in the back now with kidney shots as he's got Font on his side with his legs locked in between his own legs. Rosas does. Font manages to pull him out, but taking those big shots to the back, he had to get out of there. Could not continue taking those. Rosas mount now, full mount actually, against Font. 2:35 left in the round. This is crazy. Make some noise in the chat. Let me know where you are, who you got. Are you surprised at all with what Rosas is doing in this fight? Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. So happy to have you here on MMA Weekly. We do this every numbered event. Rosas now has the back of Font, and this is a 3-round fight. I don't know if Font's going to escape at all, man. We are, you know what I mean? Hit that like and the subscribe. He's got him around the back still. He did that for a legit portion of round 2. Rosas just wrapped around that waist, got the back of Rob Font. Font's going nowhere. Now Rosas up against the cage with his back, looking to get that body triangle locked in over Font and work for a sub and maybe get that submission of the night bonus, since everything so far has been knockouts, you know. Rosas has Font pinned flat on his back, just heavy, laying on him, working him, moving him, you know, that body weight, riding those waves with that, and just really dominating this fight in that fashion. And I know that you guys didn't expect anything different from this fight. You know what I mean? That's legitimately what we were looking at. And Rob Font seriously might want to think about, you know what I mean? He loves fighting. I don't know what his reasons are. I don't know his financial situation, but things have not gone well for Rob Font recently in the octagon, and it's cruel, man. You know, just think of El Kukui, Tony Ferguson, 12 wins in a row. Then Gaethje took his soul. The White House headliner, Justin Gaethje, with Ilia Topuria, took his soul. And that was about it for him. He lost a ton of fights after that, and he's still trying to get going, but hasn't done anything in a long time in combat sports in terms of being victorious. And this sport is just cruel and wicked. For Rob Font right now, he's up on his feet. Rosas still has his back. It has not been a very exciting fight, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? Man, control time for Raul Rosas Jr. is off the chains. And he's like 10 minutes of control time of the 15 in this fight. Now they go tumbling. Raul Rosas Jr. looked like the cameraman went tumbling with him. POV, baby. POV. But 15 seconds left in this fight. It's a humpathon at this point. It's a humpathon. And Raul Rosas Jr. is going to win by humping. Your winner by dry hump is pretty much what's happening here. 3, 2, 1. Handshake between the two. Dominating performance from Raul Rosas Jr. First things first. I agree. Speaks all the honeys. No, seriously, but the 5th win in a row after that loss from Raul Rosas Jr., his 13th overall. Didn't get the sub. He wins by decision. Not going to get fight of the night. Just going to get whatever his contract calls for. But I don't know how much longer Rob Font's going to fight, but he didn't look – his last few fights obviously haven't gone his way, and he wasn't even able to get anything going at all tonight. No chance, no prayer of stopping the takedowns. When he sunk down to try to stop the takedowns, Rosas hit him, and then the hands came back up, and he got taken down. So there was no defense for him. He was just – Rosas was twice as fast, strong, holding him down, and – you know, Raul is going to win this fight fairly easily tonight. 17 years, 11 months, signed a UFC contract. Won at 18 years, 2 months. Won his 5th UFC fight at 20 years, 5 months, and his 6th UFC fight tonight. So, you know, I mean, he's just building, padding that resume a little bit. Passes a big test tonight, looking to work his way toward the top of a stacked division at 135. And when you think about that division, oh, man, Prochazka and Ulberg, that's coming up in Miami next month. We're going to like that one. But let's see here. Where are we at? Yeah, Rob is 1 after Petr Yan. Nurmagomedov, O'Malley, Sandhagen, Yadong, Zahabi, Figueiredo, Bautista, who's coming off a win. Martinez, Vera, Talbot, Oliveira, that's Vinicius. Rob Font, who just lost. Kyler Phillips and Montel Jackson. Raul Rosas Jr. is going to be in that top 15, probably somewhere between 10 and 15. Of course, he's got the sombrero on, the trademark, to be 21 and to have the ability in the future that this kid could potentially have in front of him. I'll tell you what, man, that is really, really nice for him. So Raul Rosas Jr. just announced as the winner. Next up is the co-main event. Now, this is going to be fun. Let's see something here. Oh my goodness. Tried typing super fast with these thumbs. Raul Rosas Jr. in his interview with Joe, he's got the second longest active win streak in bantamweight division. 5 wins in a row for Raul Rosas Jr. And man, oh man. Let's see what we got here. He's passionately saying something, man. I'll tell you that right now. He is passionately saying something into the camera. Put a number next to my name, meaning the rankings. I'm only 21 years old. I want to be in the rankings of being one of the hardest divisions. And there's the UFC White House card. More on that in just a second. He says, thanks, God. I do this for my mom. Okay, there you go. All right, Raul Rosas Jr., the winner. We got the co-main coming up next. And so I'm excited about this, right? All right, Rainier, DeRitter, and Chao Borralho coming up next. But look at that White House card, all right? Dun, 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 dun. I mean, it's supposed to be a Yankee Doodle Dandy. It's the 250th anniversary of the independence of the United States of America, and you're sitting here telling me that it's the co-main event. You are sitting here telling me that there's no John Jones, not even Strickland, which really would have been entertaining. Like, if you had John Strickland on that card with his crazy self, Mark Wahlberg in the crowd, Marky Mark, no funky bunch. Robbie Lawler, there he is. Don't show Wahlberg. Show the UFC guys. Ruthless Robbie Lawler. And who cares about Zuckerberg? Good God. Anyway, Dana does, obviously. But anyway, that White House card, look at that, man. Puka Nakua in the house, right? Diego Lopez, Steve Garcia, Bo Nickel, and Kyle Dawkins. Okay, I like that fight. I'm happy for Bo. Mauricio Ruffi and Michael Chandler. That's a good fight at lightweight. I don't know, Chandler, he's had the golden lamp for a long time. 3 wishes. He's more like 30 from Mike Chandler. And then Sean O'Malley and Zahabi. That's going to be a lot of fun with O'Malley. I wonder if he's going to do the red, white, and blue dye in the hair, things like that. That's my first thought. But man, Alex Pereira and Cyril Gane, the cheating, rotten, lying Frenchman who loves to poke people in the eyes, who got decimated like he wasn't even there against John Jones, who against Tom Aspinall almost poked both of his eyes out and did it on purpose. No one could ever convince me that he didn't, and was warned about it, did it again, and he ends up with the White House fight. This is either Dana punishing Eddie Hearn for and Aspinall and really sticking it to Aspinall, or Jones fell off and you have to use Gane. I can't imagine Dana would stick it to Aspinall on a card like this, and that would be his reason. I think that's why we saw the video circulating this week right on stage at the weigh-ins, Hunter Campbell and Sean Shelby looking like someone just shot their dogs on live TV. And it has to be because, and Dana said a fight fell off, it has to be Jones. And now you have Topuria and Gaethje as the main event. I'm sure it was going to be Poatan, Alex Pereira, and John Jones with Gaethje and Topuria as the co-main. But no, we end up with Cyril Gane. So the only thing I can think of is, even though France is technically supposed to be an ally, but they've been little bitches for so long anyway. And we've seen what their leadership is like anyway. So maybe we have like the French sacrificial lamb for anniversary 250 of the USA. I'm on some USA shit right now anyway. Fuck the world. Here we go. Let's go USA. And on that card, by the way, I want to say this on that card. And of course, I'm just joking, but I do get fired up and I have a lot of fun with this. And I hope we can too with, I like the idea of American fighters against the world on a card like that, in an event, in a setting like that. But an extremely underwhelming card. I will say this, an underwhelming card, to say the least. And I just don't want to sit here and rail against it all night long. I don't want to do that. I have too much respect for the fighters who are on the card, a couple of whom I've known for a long time, 3 of them, one of whom I really like a lot and have always really had a great relationship with, Justin Gaethje. The other 2 are Chandler and O'Malley. And yeah, I've been around a long time, so you know these guys. But the crazy thing is, when I think about it, I have to know why John Jones isn't on this card. I have to know. There's no way I'm going to sit here and not know that. It's just insane. It's literally insane that he's not on there. And I haven't seen anything on social media. I don't even know. You know what? Did Jones take his social media down? I'm not seeing anything. This is insane in the membrane. Let me see this. We gotta do some digging here. An all-night negotiation when I didn't sleep. Yeah, see, the Mac Life has the tweet that I read you from Malky Kawa, who's Jones' representative, and the social media post from Malky was, and he's a great NFL rep too. Shout out Malky from the 305. Got a lot of my Hurricanes on there. Malky, we got to talk, bro, by the way. But an all-night negotiation where I didn't sleep hasn't happened in a long time. When I tell you this story, you won't believe it. Hashtag FRM, front row management, right? And then with that, Mac Life has Dana on camera saying, I'll tell you guys something right now about the White House card. We just had a big fight fall off. And then they have the picture up of Hunter Campbell and Sean Shelby as they react in real time to what I have to imagine is Jon Jones falling off that card, the deal not getting done. What happened? What happened in that all-night negotiation? Why do we not get the GOAT? Why does Jon Jones not make the walk to the octagon? Why? Why on the 250th anniversary of the USA do we get Cyril gone at the White House? Now, you don't have another American dude to step in there and in that division to do it. Stipe's gone. You know what I mean? You're not bringing back, and Francis is an American anyway. You're not bringing him back. It's not going to be Francis against Gone. The first one was a dog anyway, but that has to be the fight that fell off. The Mac Life putting 2 and 2 together like I did here, and Oscar's a smart dude. Shout out Oscar Willis. We did not get off on the best foot. We had words, the two of us, actually. But shout out to Oscar. He does a great job, and he's actually stepped in and fought, which I haven't, so ultimate respect to that dude. And I'm glad I didn't fight him that day in the press room. He might have beat my ass, but I was pretty hot at something he did, and we had words. And, he's really good at his job, and we're competitive, and there's some fire there, and shit happens. It's just the way it goes. And if the rest of the world, if we could all just, feel that way. Shit happens. People have thoughts. People have opinions. People think things should be done a certain way that's different than the way you think things should be done. And we could all just get along anyway. You know what I mean? We could respect the fact that we're all individuals. We all have our own opinions, thoughts, beliefs, ideals, and whatnot, and just discuss it like adults are supposed to. But no. I still have hope, though. I really do. Anyway, we're about just a couple of minutes away from this co-main event tonight. 2 knockouts in a row on the first 2 fights of the main card, man. What an awesome start to this main card. I mean, you talk about you can't get any better than that. After Cody No Love Garbrandt got some love, got a win. Cody hasn't had a ton of those since the Dominic Cruz victory in 2016 when he dominated the Dominator, but he was like the 25th fighter to fight him from that gym and alpha male with Uriah Faber, and you know what I'm saying. But anyway, they figured, and that was a gym victory as much as it was a Cody victory, but he's fast, he's a boxer, and that was the perfect combo against Cruz, who wanted to strike with him and couldn't really get the wrestling going in that fight. And I remember sitting there, and that was the week that Jones fell off the UFC 200 card. So what happened tonight, this week, not tonight, the announcement was tonight, but what happened this week with Jon Jones? Why is he not fighting at the White House? The reaction from Shelby and Hunter Campbell in real time on the stage at the weigh-ins this week. The announcement from Dana, man, it had to be Jones. What happened in that negotiation that it didn't work out? Why was Malky Kawa up all night? Why? What was that negotiation? When I tell you, you're not going to believe it. Tell us, Malky. Please tell us. Jones has been publicly elated about being on the White House card. I'm in negotiations now. I'm going to fight at the White House. I don't give a shit who you are. I don't care who you are. When you're an athlete, I don't care who you are. If you're an NFL player, an NBA player, Major League Baseball, whatever sport you play, and if you're a fighter, what an honor to be on that card. I don't care if you love the USA, if you hate the USA. This is a huge marquee event. It's bucket list. It's once in a lifetime. To beat an American fighter on that card would be just as awesome as being an American fighter on that card, right? Am I right? Yes, of course I am. Why did Jones fall off this card? This is just too much for me, man. Too much. By the way, smash that like, hit that subscribe. What do you think? Why do you think Jones isn't on this card? Something happened in that all-night negotiation? What happened? What is happening here, man? This is unbelievable. Yeah, no. Nope. Alex Pajeda wanted Jones. Like a lot of things have said confirmed Jon Jones. I just can't, man. I can't. And I don't even see Jon Jones' Instagram. Oh no, man. Like I hope he doesn't crash. I'm worried about the dude now. I don't see John Jones on social media right now. I could be wrong. Someone help me out here. I'm flying blind and I'm live with a camera in my face, but this is cray cray, man. Renier de Ritter, what an opportunity for the Dutch fighter, by the way. More on that in a minute. Yeah, there's no whoa, what is going on here? I got to see what's happening here. John Jones. Let's see. The rumor was Aspinall. I mean, not Aspinall. I just read Aspinall sharing his thoughts on Jones. The rumor was Jones and Pereira. That has to be what fell off. Has to be. Jeez. Wow. Going to be insane is what Dana said. Insane as in insanely bad. that's I mean, Topuria and Gaethje's great, but I mean, look, Topuria is right now the best fighter in the world in my mind. I really insane, like one of the greatest cards of all time for the biggest event of all time. This is so underwhelming. So underwhelming. I am bitterly disappointed in this White House card. I'm not going to keep shitting on it. I love the sport. I love the UFC. I love the fighters. I don't want to do that, but come on, man. I'm live in real time, and this is killing me. It's literally killing me. I cannot wait, by the way, for Oliveira and Max Holloway tonight. Renner de Ritter is going to want to throw kicks at range, according to DC, make them fight, pick up the pace, and that's something the number 8 fighter in the division is going to want to do. Man, what an opportunity, though, for him tonight. You really think about it. And here comes Ciao Borralho. The sunglasses, I mean, you got to love it, right? You got to love it. Let's see. All right. Raul Rosas Jr., the win by decision, followed back-to-back KOs. First, it was Gregory Rodriguez, RoboCop over Bruno Ferreira. Rematch from 2 years ago. Ferreira did the exact same thing to him. And then the second fight on the card ended just as quickly. Drew Dober with the kill shot. The left hand knocked out Michael Johnson. And then Raul Rosas Jr., dominating performance over Rob Font. By the way, Borralho, second most wins since 2022 in the middleweight division. The 9th highest significant strike accuracy among middleweights. I don't even know why they put that up. But, of course, Contender Series in 2021 for Borralho. And we are looking at some odds here. Let's see. Take a peek. He's going to want to establish his striking early, avoid the clinch, and push the pace, according to Joe Rogan. And that is, of course, Borralho number 9, de Ritter number 8. Brendan Allen with the victory over de Ritter. 4th fight of the year for him. 6'5". Not an easy cut down to 185, definitely for him. But man, it's I think de Ritter can be a title contender, and I don't know if Borralho can. I think, man, but I don't know. This fight to me, Borralho is a great grappler, man. It's really tough to think about this right now. I'll give you my pick in a minute. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you my pick in a minute. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease at Jim Grease _ GRIES, of course, at MMA Weekly. Hit that like button, smash the subscribe. Thank you so much for the super chats as well. We do this for the love, and anything we get is very helpful to keep us going. So thank you very much. We've been doing it since the pandemic. We are number 1 in the sport, by the way, with these watch-along companion shows. Numero uno here on MMA Weekly. You know this, all right? And we got a lot of things coming your way on the largest independently owned UFC covering website, MMA Weekly. Of course, we do the boxing events. We do the circus fights. 33 years old, Borralho. 35 is de Ritter. The height, 6'1.5" against 6'4". The reach, 75-78. So a 3-inch reach advantage for de Ritter. I think this is going to be a quick knockout. What do you guys think? I think this is going to be a quick knockout for de Ritter. And I have that feeling. I got a feeling. Ooh. All right. That was terrible, right? I told you to be music here on the show. You were duly warned. But 6 of Borralho's last 8 fights have gone to the judges' scorecards, right? You know what I'm saying? Paul Craig and Oleksiejczuk are the other 2. And look, he's good on the ground too. And there's Borralho. But De Ridder to get a knockout or a TKO, it's more than likely going to be a knee or a kick. The hand's not necessarily powerful enough at middleweight. Anybody can land the shot. It's more placement, but he doesn't have huge power. But De Ridder, 21-3, 6 feet, 4 inches tall, from Breda, the Netherlands. He's a plus 200 dog in this fight, and he does not want to say ciao at the end of it, as in have ciao, say ciao to him. You know what I'm saying? Come on. You guys know what I'm talking about, don't you? All right. So you get music, you get humor here on the fight. Chow had won 16 fights in a row, and Nasruddin Imavov beat him last September. You remember that one. But De Ridder came off the loss to Brendan Allen, quit on the stool after the 4th round, and you wonder when someone quits like that what it does to them. 17-2 with 1 no contest for Borralho, fighting out of São Luís, Brazil. He's a minus 245 favorite. 5 months off for De Ridder, but he fought 4 times last year. De Ridder with great BJJ. Borralho is really good on the ground as well. But it's going to be interesting. So this fight right here, I would tell you, gun to my head, De Ridder by knockout early. I just have a feeling. Herb Dean's the ref. Borralho to win is minus 230, De Ridder plus 180, but by KO TKO for De Ridder plus 850. I like the length. I think a knee is going to do it, and sometimes you got to go out on a limb. Rener De Ridder, Chow Borralho, middleweights, MMA Weekly's live coverage, UFC 326, and go, Scott. We start right now. Round 1, Borralho, of course, with those hands down at his sides like he loves to do. Traditional, more of a boxing stance from De Ridder. Oh, nice, powerful leg kicks early from Chow, who's a 66% favorite to win. Now, of course, the southpaw stance from De Ridder, and also in the southpaw stance, Borralho, right? So you're looking at kicking that lead leg, that front leg with the left is pretty easy, and Borralho loves those leg kicks. So we're seeing that early, and he just popped him with a straight right, more like a jab, but De Ridder coming in for a takedown, can't get there. But Borralho early finding the mark with some of his strikes. And that's going to be tough right now for De Ridder. De Ridder moving forward, throwing knees. I said it's going to be a knee. The knee's either going to set it up or finish it. But he doesn't have a ton of power. Oh, just missed with a big left and slipped on that center logo of the octagon. It's been happening all the time on that dumb monster can. Another straight right from De Ridder. Borralho having a hard time reaching from distance. Lands a big left, though, straight across the jaw. He's looking to finish this one early. Oh, big shot down the pipe with a knee from De Ridder, but I think it's a low blow. Yeah, the clock stopped, 3:39 left, round 1. There's some blood under the right eye of Borralho, but Chow coming forward, De Ridder with a big knee right up the middle. I think the knee hit him in the gut where it should, but the shin is what hit him in the nards. Let's just see. Oh, no, that knee went right into no man's land, meaning no man wants you to land there. You know what I'm saying? Not with that anyway. Oh. Woo, I got 3 kids and a grandson, and still I'm like, ooh. Ow, that'll make you sing like Michael Jackson right there. Chow took one right there in the spot where no man wants to take one. He's walking around. He's got he's got an official timeout. Only at 55 seconds. We've been bitching about the White House card all night. We'll talk more about that in between fights. We turn it into a combination of play-by-play and a talk show here on the live fight companions on MMA Weekly, as De Ridder waiting patiently just outside his corner. Man, Chow is definitely, he's jumping up and down. I mean, that'll make you, you feel like you're meeting Jesus if someone hits you hard enough there. Good Lord, thank you for saving me. And, hey, I'll see you in heaven. But those nut shots make you feel like you're going now. All right, 130 was the break, 133 actually. 3:38 left in round 1, and here they come again. The southpaws moving forward, and is De Ridder. Chow is circling and dancing. Got those hands like he always does down by his side, man. Oh, nice block. He's quick with those hands, but if De Ridder can squeeze one through, this is why I like him by knockout in this fight. But Chow looks stronger. Big leg kick, too, from Chow. That lead leg of De Ridder is the right leg. And in the southpaw stance, Chow is able to crush it. He's done it several times in the fight already. I got a tickle in my nose. I don't want to sneeze. 3 minutes left in the round. De Ridder able to land with a jab from distance. I'd say Borralho is up right now on the cards. We'll see. But he's coming forward a little bit more now. Very quick. Side-to-side movement. Head movement. Oh, nice left lands for De Ridder, chasing him down. Hit him right under that right eye where the blood's coming. I think it's a blood spot. I don't know if it's... Let's see. Is that blood or a tattoo tear? Face will be full of them tattoo tears. Ice Cube. Oh, nice jab from Chow. And another nice leg kick behind the lead knee of De Ridder, who just took a right off the dome for his troubles. 2:20 left in the round. Number 8 against number 7 in the middleweight division. Oh, nice left from Chow on the break. 2 minutes left, round 1. 2 minutes. Chow is really quick in and out, man, with those hands down. De Ridder's just missing with a lot of these jabs that'll just pop your head straight back and bust your nose open. 145, De Ridder with a knee. Kicks from the outside, man. Kicks from the outside for De Ridder. He's landing more, but Chow has hit that lead leg a lot of times, some bruising on the legs of De Ridder. Oh, Chow coming in. De Ridder with a double leg attempt. Does he get the takedown? Ooh, is that a takedown? Looked like he had it for a minute. Now he's got the back of Chow. Reminiscent of what Raul Rosas Jr. just did to Rob Font. Just rode him like a donkey in that fight. On his back the whole time. And slow moving, right? But very efficient from Raul Rosas Jr. I'm not dissing him at all. What a great performance by the 21-year-old tonight. Continues to set records in the octagon, by the way, for wins at his age. And just a great, I mean, it's nice when you see someone live up to inflated expectations, like LeBron James, for example, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett. Inflated expectations, Tiger Woods. When you meet those expectations and then you exceed them and you become great, that's when you're, GOAT status. And Rosas is going to be aiming for that long term as De Ridder continues to have the back of Chow. Under 20 seconds left in round number 1. Trying to steal this round late with a takedown. Got the single leg, dumps him down, gets it. Now, is that takedown number 2 or is it takedown number 1? Up again is Chow. 5 seconds left in the round. Muay Thai clench, knee from De Ridder, and round 1 is in the books. Nice finish to the round from Rainier De Ridder. And Chow Borralho is in his corner with the blood coming down just below his right eye. I'd be interested to see how the people are scoring that round. I might go 10-round De Ridder after, the way he finished that round off. So many people thinking that he only wins, by the way, by decision, De Ridder. We've had 2 kill shot knockouts. They both got to get 100K. Both. RoboCop, Gregory Rodriguez, and Drew Dober, they deserve the 100K. And when you're Drew Dober, you're 37 years old. You're literally in your 25th fight in the UFC, 24th fight in the octagon. Man, and you drop a dude like that. Nice straight right from De Ridder, by the way, out of the southpaw stance. And the leg kicks from Chow have been his biggest weapon. He also landed some punches, a straight left that snapped the head back of De Ridder, and a nice right hook counter from Chow. But again, with those arms at the side the way they are, man, it scares the bejesus out of me. That De Ridder with those long legs, man, he's a pterodactyl. He could hit a head kick, as they come forward to start round number 2. The co-main event, Chow Borralho and Rainier De Ridder, middleweights, UFC 326 from T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, here on MMA Weekly. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Remember, Chow is anywhere from minus 230 to 290 favorite. Chance to win on Polymarket, 77% for him, 23 for DeRitter. I guess they gave the round to Chow. By the way, the over-under for rounds is 2.5, and the over was favored. (17-2), Chow 21-3, DeRitter 33 against 35. Again, the first UFC loss for Chow was against Nassourdine Imavov in his last fight. Was 7-0 before that one in the octagon. Very tactical, strong top control, obviously. And Rainier DeRitter, a former 2-division champ at 1 championship. We know this, right? Brendan Allen beat him in his 4th fight of the year. They were both both, however you want to say it, 1 win away from a title shot before their losses. Chow and DeRitter, both of them. And DeRitter quit on the stool. He's got the back of Chow, and now Chow reverses it as DeRitter was looking to throw him. Nope. Chow reversed it, got in the Muay Thai clench against the cage here. Interesting fight. Really good fight, by the way. Really good fight. Chow with the striking advantage. DeRitter is big for a middleweight, man. He's long and strong, 6'4". Very dangerous knees in the clinch, but right now he's the one against the cage. And Borralho, by the way, is shooting for a single leg right now. Looking like it might be going toward a decision. DeRitter reverses position. Oh, nice knee in the Muay Thai clench from DeRitter. Borralho didn't like that, trying to get off the cage. And he's got that right leg in behind the left leg of DeRitter, who's pushing him up against the cage. Again, the former 2-Division 1 championship champion. Very technical fight. Maybe the most technical fight on the card, right? DeRitter's bigger. Chow is the more complete fighter. DeRitter's got a single leg. He's really, and dropping down to his knees to avoid the takedown is Chow. DeRitter's still working that single with 2:09 and counting left in the round. Got the left leg of Chow up in the air, working for that takedown. Can't get it. Great, great defense by Chow. I mean, Chow, you keep it standing, you win rounds. DeRitter, the scrambles, the possibility of a submission. I picked him by knockout, and he's landed a couple of good shots as Chow gets off the cage, walking forward with that trademark hands down stance. Man, this is a fun fight to watch. Very technical, you know, it really is. It's the most technical fight on the card so far, and you know, we thought that. We legitimately thought that. With the main event coming up next, the BMF, Holloway and Dubronx. But underwhelming card after underwhelming card from the UFC. Man, I hate saying that. I do. I really hate that. But it is what it is, and I gotta be real. Oh, DeRitter just misses with a big long left. He's got to start using that reach more. The knees, the kicks, maybe a front kick or two. Just threw a knee up the middle with the left knee and ate a left hand from Chow for his troubles. 40 seconds left in round 2. Chow walking forward. DeRitter's face is a little battered now. Chow continuing to walk forward. Relentless pressure in the face of the former 1 championship, 2-division champion, Rainier DeRitter. He's trying to stay behind that jab and keep Chow at distance. Wants to use the Muay Thai clench any way that he can, obviously. And that is the end of the round. So nice round from those two. Very technical fight, very close. Maybe it's 20-18 Chow. Maybe it's 19-18 19 after 2. I don't know. We'll have to see. The UFC, you'll usually throw up some tweets with people, saying who won the round or whatever. But man, if Chow wins tonight, I wouldn't be surprised if Chow wins tonight, if he's fighting for the title within the next 2. After the loss to him, how it happens, right? But in that division right now, he's one of the smartest fighters in the weight class. And I think that he's got a real path to a title. I mean, Hamzat right now is making mincemeat out of everybody. So if he can get him to fight, Dricus du Plessis is so good. Nice right hand that landed in that last round, right in the left eye of Chow by De Ridder. But you got Dricus at number 1. You got Imavov at 2, who just beat Chow. You got Sean Strickland coming off a big win over Anthony Hernandez. He's at number 3. Brendan Allen at 4. Israel Adesanya with the fight coming up against Joe Pyfer, the former champion, the legend. Izzy is at number 5. All right, round 3. Chow and, De Ridder gets crushed by a right to open round. Chow throwing hands, almost got him. 450 and counting. Chow throwing kicks. Here we go. Come on. Shout out to Mike Goldberg. Love you, Goldie. Always for life, my brother. Always love my man, Goldie. Legendary voice of the UFC for so long. I see. Yeah, Pure Gold MMA says 19-19. There you go. That's what I think. Yeah, Aaron Bronstetter, that's my boy. De Ridder gets dropped by Chow. Was that a slip on the monster can again, or was that a left hand? But I think they're 1-1, and I'm talking 1-1 with rounds. De Ridder with a nice knee. In the clinch in the middle of the octagon, and chest to chest, Chow throws him down. And this could be trouble for De Ridder with Chow on top of him. 4:05 left in the round in the fight. Co-main event at UFC 326. We've already seen Gregory Rodriguez and Drew Dober win by one-punch knockouts. Raul Rosas Jr., maybe the brightest young star in the UFC since Conor McGregor. He wins again, 5 in a row for him over Rob Font by decision. Now we're in the third and final round. Chow Borralho and Rainier De Ridder, middleweights, number 7 and number 8 in the division, each coming off a loss where they could have put themselves into a title fight with a win. Huge fight in the division. Huge fight. Neither man wants 2 in a row. Huge fight in the middleweight division. And now Chow is in top position on top of De Ridder, who is flat on his back with his head almost up against the cage. 3:20 left in the fight. MMA Weekly's live coverage of UFC 326. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, live since 2020, the year of the pandemic. We have been here almost every numbered event on MMA Weekly, big boxing as well. Keep on coming back. Hit the like, smash that subscribe. Ring that bell, yeah, for whom the bell tolls. Da-na-na-na. Oh, man, how about Josh Emmett against Vallejos coming up next week, the main event on the fight night? Always like it when Josh Emmett takes to the octagon. Know what I'm saying? We ain't playing. On his back is De Ridder. 2:35 remaining in the fight. I think Chow would be smart, and I think that his corner would tell him the same, to continue to try to just ride this out and win by decision. But, De Ridder on his back, I don't think he's going to win by sub, but Chow is throwing knees at him now. De Ridder looking to throw those legs up on the cage and circle back and push off. Can't do it. But now on the back of De Ridder's on his back, and now he flips over, and Chow will take his back now. And this is, it's always dangerous, right? It's always dangerous when you're in that position, but De Ridder somehow manages to get up. Wow, this is awesome. What a fight. 4 submission wins, by the way, and 2 decision losses for Chow. But 1:45 left in the fight. I'd have to think Chow's up in this round in a 1-1 fight, 1 round each, this being the 3rd round. Top control is very important to the judges, and he had it for a long time. So De Ridder's got to unleash some hell and some fury here. Big shot and then a left elbow from De Ridder. Right hand straight, lands on Chow. Chow coming forward. Right eye swollen. Blood underneath it. Hands still down at his sides with the sweat pouring off. And both eyes black too. Been touched up by De Ridder, who lands a straight right and a left and then a right hook. And another right hook as Chow backs away. Nice work on the feet from Rainier De Ridder from the Netherlands, looking to pick up another win in the octagon. Remember, he's a 2-division champion in 1 championship. This is going to be an awesome decision. Under a minute left. Here they come. Borralho, number 7. De Ridder, number 8. Big right hand from Chow. Down goes De Ridder. Man, another in the middle of the octagon with the monster can right there. It's very slippery. It's like ice skating in the middle of the octagon these days with all the logos in there and all the paint. You know what I'm saying? This is not your father's UFC, or your older brother's for that matter. 30 seconds left in the fight. Chow and De Ridder. Let's see some hands thrown, gentlemen. We're looking at 12-12 significant strikes in round number 3. De Ridder with more in round 2. Chow and De Ridder were even in round number 1. Wow, what a fight. Very evenly matched between 2 of the best in the world at middleweight. 15, here they come. Center of the octagon, 10, 9. De Ridder moves forward. Chow throws a right. De Ridder with a right. 5 seconds left. Here they come. Let's go. De Ridder with a head kick. Just missed. Tapped him in the cheek. 1 second. And there it is. All done. Chow Borralho and Rainier De Ridder with a nice performance in the octagon tonight in this co-main event here on MMA Weekly's live coverage of UFC 326 in Las Vegas. Man, oh man. Oh, did Chow Borralho end up winning this fight? The 3rd round, the takedown and the top control. Was that enough to procure victory? It was about even with the strikes. I'd have to say Chow wins by decision. I'd have to. I mean, I just don't think there's any other way to call this one, unfortunately. Not that I'm rooting for anybody, but man, I wanted to see, some more exchanges on the feet, because when they did exchange on the feet, it was phenomenal. And of course, speaking of exchanging on the feet, that's exactly what Max Holloway is going to want to do against Dubronk's Charles Oliveira tonight in the main event coming up next right here, UFC 326. But I don't think De Ridder did enough on the feet in that round to overcome the takedown and the top control for Chow. I don't think either guy's going to get a title shot coming out of this anyway. That division with Hamzat and Dricus and Imavov, and you know what I mean? It's Strickland, Allen. They're both ahead of these guys. They're all ahead of these guys. Even Hernandez coming off a loss. But I'd have to think Chow at number 7 would leapfrog Hernandez. Maybe not Allen. Who also just beat De Ridder. And De Ridder might fall out of the top 10 with a loss here. Hey, please, show me another Marshalls promo. Lord. Or Survivor 50 with the whole cast in the crowd. I never cared about Survivor 1. I always thought it was a dumb show. But that's just me. Both fighters in the octagon. Herb's got the wrists, and we'll see whose hand he raises in just a moment. Here is Bruce Buffer with the official decision. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges score this contest 30-27. No way. Oh, wow. Wow, they didn't give De Ridder a round, man. They did not give De Ridder 1 round. That's insane, man. The fighting nerd, Chow Borralho, he's a black belt in BJJ and Muay Thai. He picks up his 18th win, his 9th by decision in his MMA career, and he beats the former 2-division champion, 1 championship, Rainier De Ridder, as we get set for the main event. Oh, man. By the way, Chow, most wins since 2022 in the middleweight division with 8. He's tied there, and they gave Rogan a pair of those glasses. His have the UFC logo with the tape on them. Rogan wears the Khabib hat, the Merab hat. Now he's wearing the Nerds glasses again. Man, oh man, what a night. What a night. And a nice win for Chow over Rainier De Ridder. I thought De Ridder won round 2, but whatever. Meanwhile, you got Max Holloway at number 4, Oliveira at number 3 coming up. The BMF belt on the line. Of course, Topuria and Gaethje will main event the White House card in June. And Gaethje, the interim champ, against Topuria, the legit champ, unified, undisputed, whatever you want to call it. No unification there, but you know what I'm saying. Gaethje 2 times now been an interim champ, but 1 time now headlining the White House card. Justin Gaethje looking to live up to his nickname, the highlight in June at the White House against Ilia Topuria. Alex Pereira and Cyril Gane. Let me repeat. Cyril Gane. Jones has to be the one that fell through. I don't see anything from Jones on social media. This is absurd. Malki Kawa, Jones's representative, talked about an all-night negotiation, says, wait till you hear this story. Hunter Campbell, Sean Shelby on stage this week in Vegas live reacted like someone killed their families after holding them hostage on stage. You saw the disappointment on there. So they lost a fight. And of course, you have to understand something here, man. No John Jones, no Conor McGregor. They wanted Conor on this card. I don't think Conor's ever going to fight again. I think that he uses the fighting background for publicity. They use his name for publicity. I don't think we're ever going to see Conor in the octagon again if it's not for this card. What happened with Conor? What happened with Conor and what happened with Jones? This means, Scott, we're probably never going to see Conor McGregor or John Jones again.
They cost too much money. It's not part of their business model anymore.
No, it's not. Ronda Rousey made that clear. I mean, not that don't get me wrong. And one of the last things I ever want to do is watch Ronda Rousey fight Gina Carano all this time later, or Pacquiao and Mayweather for that matter again. But I'll say this, and why is Arman Sarukian wearing handcuffs? He's wearing handcuffs because he wants a title shot, and they're saying he's not giving to him. He's handcuffed where he is. Diego Lopez in the house. Taylor Lewan busting with the boys. Did his games in high school. Scottsdale Chaparral. Shout out to Taylor Lewan. And there's the man, Justin Gaethje, headlining the White House card. But no McGregor, no Jones. And again, they're talking about all the money they're spending on this card. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. Come on, man. They get guaranteed money. They already got it. They don't need to get numbers. And we get screwed. That's exactly what Scott was just talking about. We get Cyril Gane, no John Jones. We get Michael Chandler and Ruffy, no Conor McGregor. We'll probably never see either one of those guys again, just like we don't see Ronda, and they got to go fight under the MVP banner. A golden opportunity for Jake Paul. And don't think Jake doesn't see this. I'll get my crystal ball. I'll be like Johnny Carson Carmack here. Don't think Jake doesn't see the UFC doesn't seem to care about putting on the best fights anymore. Someone else comes in and does that. The UFC's had one advantage. One advantage has been Dana White, right? They've had another advantage. They've been at the forefront of mixed martial arts for a long time. They're able to outlast Bellator, PFL, always had the best fighters, and they could always be arrogant about it because they could say, well, go fight somewhere else. You're not the UFC. It's not the UFC. Just happened again with Francis Ngannou. But if Jake Paul can pull this off, and I believe he's the only guy who can. I know no one else can. I'm not even going to mention anybody else's name because they don't deserve for me to mention it. Jake may be able to do it. Look what he's done in boxing. Look what he's done in general. I wouldn't bet against him. That being said, it might take a lot to overthrow the UFC. But as is the case with all great empires, what happens? All great empires fall.
How can you spend $60 million on the White House card and not have Conor McGregor or Jones?
I don't know.
How do you do that?
How do you do that? I don't know, unless you're paying Trump a 50% cut or something. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know.
And I don't understand why you can't put the money out and get the fighters if you're going to spend that kind of dough.
I'm just pissed off. I mean, I would not pay the money to go out there and be at that fight and cover it. I would not pay the money that it's going to cost to go do that. I would not pay the money to go buy a ticket. I would not pay the money. The only way you're going to ever guarantee that you get the best fighters fighting each other ever again. And remember, that is what the UFC beat boxing with. That is how the UFC became the promotion in combat sports. And not even Dana White can save us anymore because they're freaking public under TKO. And go ask a WWE fan what's happening to them. Thanks a lot, Ari. Thanks a lot. I never thought this would happen in the UFC. Never. Never, 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 never. They've ruined Hollywood. Hollywood is done compared to what it was when we were kids. Ari's one of the leaders out there. And now here with TKO, WME Endeavor, we should have known. Publicly traded under TKO, we don't get the best product. We don't get the best fights, and not even Dana can give them to us anymore. No Jones, no McGregor on the White House lawn. No Jones, no McGregor. on the biggest card in UFC history on the 250th anniversary of the USA. We get Cyril Gane and Mauricio Ruffy instead of John Jones and Conor McGregor. If I had a gun, I might shoot myself in the head right now. I shouldn't say that because it's not funny. But beep, 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 all over my mouth right now. Good God, that pisses me off. And I am so happy for my guy, Justin Gaethje. And Topuria is the best fighter in the world. And that fight right there is awesome. And that could be anywhere on any card. Anybody would be happy to see Topuria and Gaethje. You know, a lot of people think that's going to be one-sided for Ilya and not going to be a great fight. O'Malley and Zahabi, Pereira and Gane. You know, Michael Chandler, he had to be fighting Conor. That was the only reason you would even have an excuse to put Chandler on the card to fight Conor. He doesn't deserve this card. Why? Because he waited all this time to fight Conor and it didn't work out? Boo freaking who? It was his choice. He's a grown man. He's an American fighter. He's going to give you fun. He's going to give you action. He's going to press the pace. Hasn't fought, you know. I don't like it. I don't like this card. Bo Nickel, the golden child, Bo Nickel, you knew he was going to be on this card. This is about as disappointed as I've been in the announcement of a UFC card in a long time. And as BKFC had 2 million viewers for the Rothwell-Arlovsky fight on a night when the UFC had 5 million for Volkanovski and they had 2 million, let's go BKFC and just keep getting bigger, David Feldman. Conor McGregor, part owner, keep getting bigger, Mike Perry's Dirty Boxing. With John Jones, part owner, keep getting bigger. Give the UFC some competition so we can then see the best fights again. Monopoly, 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 monopoly. This is what happens when you have a monopoly. This is why they got sued under the Ali Act, because you cannot be a monopoly, because this shit is what happens. What do they care? Dana's got enough money for 100 lifetimes. So does Ari Emanuel. Who cares if our sport gets screwed up now? Who cares if the promotion that we've elevated from the time Zuffa bought it? We did it. Dana takes all the credit. He doesn't get that credit without us. Lorenzo and Frank, they didn't add billions without us. We were the ones who decided to elevate Conor McGregor. We were the ones who wanted John Jones on this card. We are the ones who built this sport and this promotion. We did. We paid the money. We bought the tickets. We bought the pay-per-views. We bought the merch. We engaged and reposted and did everything else on social media. We built this sport. We did. Just like we build every sport, we being the fans. And in the end, we always seem to get screwed every single time by every single sport without fail. And I'm sick of it. I thought the UFC was different. I think it's ridiculous. If you want to do something, Mr. President, and you want to sign another executive order, sign an executive order forcing professional sports promotions and leagues out of being publicly held. There's an executive order I'd like to see. Publicly held, conflict of interest. Do you not see that? I do.
How do you like this one?
What's that?
Why you got to be so picky?
I see that. That it makes me a backstabber. Who's back am I stabbing?
Let's see who's been here since the beginning. We've been here over 20 years supporting the sport and keeping it alive when it wasn't even anything.
Yeah, and we don't even want to go into how they treat people who have done that now.
Trust me, buddy, nobody's making money except the UFC in this equation.
And the freaking Nelk boys or whoever else they are. But, yeah, it's crazy. And what's her name? I don't even want to say her name. She disgusts me. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Just look at social media. You'll figure out who the hell I'm talking about. Here comes Dubronx making his walk. Scott, let's be happy. We got a big fight coming up now. The Blessed Express. I love Max Holloway. Dubronx, Charles Oliveira. Remember, he had his belt taken away by the Arizona Commission and won anyway. And he still thinks he was robbed, but was a champ for a while. And, of course, you look back at the Islam Makhachev fight, figured out the riddle. Poirier, Gaethje, Chandler knocked him down, didn't go down with him. We're afraid of the submission. Islam said, bump that. I hit you. I'm going down with you. Took him down, beat him. And that was what took the belt away from Dubronx that time. But as I'm looking right now at Charles "Do Bronx" Oliveira. Great dude, longtime veteran, multiple divisions. His career was on the rocks, switched divisions, goes on a title run, ton of UFC fights, one of the best jiu-jitsu masters in the world. Do Bronx Charles Oliveira, super cool dude, very friendly. Always enjoyed my experiences with him, but man, I love Max Holloway, and I know a lot of people have Max at the top of their list. He fought Conor at one point. He's at 155, number 4, the former champion, legendary champion at 145 till he lost the trilogy to Alexander Volkanovski, has the BMF belt, obviously stood in the middle with 10 seconds left and completely obliterated Justin Gaethje, which almost knocked Gaethje off his title path. He gets the title shot at the White House, full circle for Justin. Or let's go, Max, says a random CA Clips. And back to the person who says we're backstabbing the UFC. How are you saying that we are backstabbing the UFC by pointing out what is the obvious? They got their money. Ever since they got that ESPN deal, the fights have gone way downhill. We next. Max Holloway, hands down. Way downhill. We'll talk more about that after this fight. Former UFC lightweight champ, 21 finishes, 17 submissions, the most in UFC history in both. 21 performance awards, also the most. I could only be talking about the one, the only, Do Bronx, Charles Oliveira. In the multicolored rainbow trunks, crawling up into the octagon as usual. We talked about Rosas Jr. being a pterodactyl and he just literally a great grappler and a jiu-jitsu ace and climbing the back of Rob Font. That was a dominating performance. Well, Oliveira, Charles all day, he's my fave. Oliveira has all the capability in the world to do this again to Max, who has in his career been good. You know what I mean? Defending takedowns, hasn't really been beaten a ton on the ground, and he's electrifying on the feet, very quick. And I think that this is striker versus grappler. Whoever wins, I'm going to be sad because he doesn't want anybody to lose. Let's go, Charles. We love it. The numbers, by the way, peaking, blessed all day long. Hit that like, smash that subscribe, hit the bell as well. This is a great fight.
Should we stay on for the press conference?
I will. I'm down.
All right, we'll keep it going.
The young lady who I have plans with after the show might not like it, but hey, she can wait, man. This is the UFC. This is a main event. It's a press conference from Vegas. We got big things coming on MMA Weekly. Yeah, she can wait, man. I'll leave the door unlocked. And if she waits, then hey, maybe I'll take her out later. But if she doesn't,
then she's a keeper.
She's a keeper, right? But if she doesn't wait, and I wouldn't blame her if she didn't, then hey, you know what I'm saying? Is what it is. Here comes Max. I love Max Holloway. Look at that smile. Unbelievable, man. The Hawaiian, the Blessed Express, the former champion, obviously, at 145. And this is a tough fight for him tonight with Do Bronx, who's good on the feet, great, elite, world-class on the ground. Max, world-class on the feet, looking lean and mean like always. The Blessed Express is in the building, man. One of the best fighters in UFC history. One of my all-time favorites. I've been covering the sport since 2010. I love Max Holloway. So many durable fighters at 145 that I think he has been unfairly labeled, at least recently in his career, as a guy who doesn't finish as much, although he drilled Gaethje. Oliveira does not move his head very much, and he walks forward. He's going to get hit. We'll see with Max the connectivity there, you know. I think Max wins by KO TKO, and I think Charles be more than happy to go out on that shield as opposed to, you know, I don't know, man. He will stand and trade. I'll say that. I don't want to get too crazy on Do Bronx there. He's an elite fighter. You know, not much, and we'll hit the tail of the tape in a minute, but this is two veterans, two legends, two guys who literally are flawless with their technique. This is going to be a great fight. You know what I mean? Holloway, featherweight records, 20 wins in that division. BMF champion, former featherweight champ, 20 wins and 11 finishes, most in featherweight history, most significant strikes in UFC history, 3,655 for Max Holloway, all-time leader in the octagon. Charles Oliveira, we already read you the accolades, the wins, the finishes, the most ever, the number of performance awards, the most ever. Holloway to win by KO TKO, plus 170. Oliveira to win by submission is plus 330, and those are obviously their strengths, and that's why we're reading those to you. But if you're looking for something a little weird, how about Max by submission? plus 1050, and Oliveira to win by KO TKO plus 800. But overall, Max minus 200, Dubronx plus 165. And the way is it, Oliveira walks forward and he's got a hittable head. He's got a very hittable head. And I love the big game fightsmanship of Max Holloway. Only the greatness of Alexander Volkanovski has kept him. You know what I mean? And Volk, of course, the 2 losses to Islam, and then Topuria got him. But that's it from Alexander Volkanovski. But Oliveira is a world-class grappler. His Muay Thai is a little better than it was. Kickboxing for Max Holloway is a huge strength for him. And, of course, this is a rematch. Oliveira with a neck injury early in the first round back in 2015 when he was at 145 and had losing streak after losing streak that almost put him out of the UFC at one point. Hard to believe, right? Became one of the most legendary champions of all time, Dubronx, Charles Oliveira. And you're looking at the tail of the tape, 36 Dubronx, 34 is Max. Max has the 1-inch height advantage at 5'11 to 5'10. 5-inch reach advantage for Oliveira, weighed in at 156 to 155.5 for Max. 74 inches to 69 on the reach for Dubronx, Charles Oliveira, who's underrated in that stand-up. You know what I'm saying? He's actually hit Gaethje and Poirier and boxing, he's been all right. He has been all right. Who do you have? Who are you picking? Who's your guy? MMA Weekly Nation. Hit the like, smash the subscribe, win the bell. And I will tell you what, man, I am very pumped. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, Gries, at Jim Grease _ on social media, at MMA Weekly. We got big things planned. We're going live with the presser tonight, and that is what it is right here on MMA Weekly. And again, no John Jones, no Conor McGregor on the White House card. Mark Goddard, the ref for the main event, Max Holloway, and Charles Oliveira. Man, this is going to be a lot of fun. This fight. Each guy has been around forever. And again, striker, grappler matchup, but both guys can do a little of everything. You don't fight for this long, and you don't do what these guys have done in the sport otherwise. You know what I'm saying? And so it makes me happy, and it's my pleasure to sit here and do this fight live for you. It's like a play-by-play talk show combo. Got the press conference coming up. One of my favorite things in the world to do. And we appreciate you, the likes, the subs, the bells, and, of course, the super chats. We love you as well, man. And, this right now, it changed my mood. I was so pissed off about the White House card. This literally changed my mood now that I get to see this fight and be on the mic with you here for this fight. Man, oh, man, oh, man. The rematch from, 11 years ago now. Everybody loves Dubronx. Everybody loves Max. I don't know. I mean, can you picture Max Holloway on his back and being worked on the ground for a long period of time? I don't know. 36-11, 1 no contest for Oliveira from Sao Paulo, plus 165 dog in the fight. You know what I mean? And Dubronx has a tendency to go blow for blow. And if he does it against Max, I mean, just ask Gaethje, ask the Korean Zombie, ask T-City, Brian Ortega, who got peppered up by Max. Oh, man, did T-City took more strikes than almost anyone I've ever seen in that fight. Going to be some anxious moments in this fight as well. Does Holloway knock off another legend and secure a title fight for himself, as we see Dubronx with his lady and his adorable little boy in the crowd right there? Max Holloway, the Blessed Express, 27-8 from Hawaii, is minus 195. 18-2 Max as a favorite in the octagon. Let that sink in. 18-2 as a favorite in the octagon. One of those fights was Volk 1, obviously. So there you have it. The Blessed Express. Max Holloway. And he's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, going up against a guy who is one of the best in the world, like Mackenzie Dern, for example. Dubronx Oliveira, you remember Damian Maia and his jits. Almeida in the heavyweight division. Humpathon after humpathon. But Dubronx puts it all together, man. He can scrap. Oh, they're showing the wives. Whose wife is prettier? Max's or Dubronx? That's a good question. You can tell they're both main eventers, millionaires, and legends by their wives. You can tell by mine tonight when this girl comes over, if she waits for me to finish with the press conference. We'll see. We shall see. But who knows? But Max, the BMF, beat Gaethje for that belt, obviously. It's not a real belt, but it's been a lot of fun ever since. And Max and Dubronx have fought a ton of title fights, you know. And here we go. The main event. Start the clock, Scott. Oh, Dubronx coming out throwing leg kicks. Max is in the floral print shorts and Dubronx in the multicolored, obviously. Oh, man, the BMF belt on the line. This is fun. Dubronx quick, light on his feet. That head, though, right there in the middle going, hit me, hit me. And Max is usually more than able and happy to oblige. As Oliveira landing some big shots early, cracks Max with a huge right. Oh, and he goes chest to chest, puts him right on his back. Charles Oliveira stunning Max Holloway with a huge right hand. And now Holloway is in no man's land, as in no man wants to be there against Dubronx. Dubronx is in full side control, and he's circling around. He's got Max up against the cage. This is extremely bad with Max Holloway flat on his back. That clock you're looking at is dead on. Great job, Scott, right there on the screen for MMA Weekly. And remember, Ilia Topuria knocked out Max Holloway, and then he came back with a win and a rematch over Dustin Poirier. But Max now on his back with Oliveira, one of the best, oh my Lord, one of the best in the world, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, now throwing elbows at Max, and Max is really in trouble. Charles, the veteran that he is, circled around full side control, and that side control is between Max Holloway and the cage. Max has no cage to go to. He's got nowhere to go. He's flat on his back. Oliveira, full side control, working for a choke. He's got the arm around the throat. Max to his side. 3:20 left in round one. Oh, no, Max is going to give up his back. Dubronx takes it. He's got the triangle locked in. He's up in the air on Holloway's back. Holloway trying to desperately fight him off. This one doesn't look like it's going to go much further. Max Holloway, the arms of Oliveira slowly, and you've seen boa constrictors and pythons and anacondas do this. Dubronx has the rear naked choke completely sunk in on Max Holloway. He's got the triangle. He's up against the cage with his back on it. Max Holloway trying to pull him off. He's got 2:47 left in this round. Oh, and the choke is broken. All right, Max fighting him off. He's pulling on those wrists, trying to keep him off. He's been able to avoid it. Keep the chin tucked, pull on the arms. 2:35 is an eternity against Dubronx. He's inches away from ending this fight. What will Max Holloway, the legendary champion, do? I don't care who your opponent is and how great he is in jiu-jitsu. A loss like this for a legend like Max, catastrophic in his career at this stage. He's got the chin tucked. Oliveira's got the arm around the chin. Now, you could still submit somebody without being in that throat. It'd be more of a blood thing than an air thing. But either way, you're screwed, blued, and tattooed with that choke. Whether you're gasping for air or the blood just doesn't go to your head. You know what I mean? That's how you pass out, obviously. So Oliveira's got the one arm under. Max has the chin tucked. He's pulling on the other arm, desperately trying to keep him off. If Max Holloway can avoid this submission loss in round one, he'll be the luckiest guy in that building tonight, man, and he better go to the casino after. By the way, I saw Max playing craps one time at the Aria after a fight, so he might be out at the casino tonight. You never know. But he's so far been able to fight off as Oliveira now trying punches from the back. Max, oh, an elbow to the back of the head. They didn't call it. Dubronx has been called dirty at times before. 1:22 left. Max exhausting himself, fighting off. Now he's sitting up. Dubronx has his back, sitting up with his back against the cage. The body triangle locked around Max, who looks like a little kid sitting on his lap, and or a big kid sitting on his lap, I should say, a huge kid. But Max has fought off the choke from Oliveira, who's still got the triangle locked in, and he's working desperately for the rear naked. Max gets his arm in between Oliveira's arm, and he's got 55 seconds to hold on. Now Oliveira switches arms on Max. He's pulling hard on that head. It's a neck crank now. Oh, no, Max laid back in that neck crank against the cage, pushing that arm off. 41 seconds. Max Holloway hanging on for dear life. So far, so good. Oliveira switches arms again, working for. It is literally amazing. Move, counter move. The technique is incredible. Max is smiling right at the camera. He knows he's got 25 seconds left, going like this and smiling right at the camera in an extreme close-up shot. I love Max Holloway. He's got 20 seconds left, and he has averted disaster. Can he do it? 15. He's going to make it. Oh, my God. Max Holloway with almost 3 minutes in the clutches of Dubronk's Charles Oliveira is going to survive round number 1. He's got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Max Holloway somehow lives to fight another round. Oh, man. Shaking his head, laughing. He's taking no damage. His cardio's fine. But he can laugh all he wants. He got dominated in that round, and Dubronx came at him quick, surprised Max Holloway. How many times do you see this happen, right? Smash that like, hit the subscribe. UFC 326 live on MMA Weekly. Jim Greasehaber, Call Me Grease. The main event, 1 round in the books. Max Holloway loses round 1 to Charles Oliveira, but he avoids a submission loss when Oliveira had his back, had the body triangle locked in, and was working for a rear naked choke for 3 minutes of round number 1. Max Holloway survived that long in a terrible, the worst position against Dubronx Charles Oliveira, one of the best grapplers in the entire sport and the entire world. Man, oh man, what an amazing escape from Max Holloway as we head toward round 2. I thought, anybody who had Dubronx by submission, you thought you were cashing in there, but not so fast, my friend. Shout out Lee Corso, the legendary voice of college football for all those years. Fighters are standing across, staring at each other. Here we go, Scott, round number 2. They meet in the middle and dap it up. Remember, it was Dubronx coming forward with a strike, a punch to the side of the head that led to the takedown. Max was looking to defend the takedown, rightfully so, as Charles rushed him, and he got cracked. Almost got knocked down, as a matter of fact. And Max throws a kick. Dubronx catches the leg, comes rushing in, and now he's got him up against the cage, and he takes him down again. Oh, man. Charles Oliveira's got Max Holloway right there in that same position again. Incredible D by Max Holloway in round 1, but now Charles Oliveira's got top position. Max has got the legs around the waist, trying to push the hips like you do to get him off. Man, oh man. So Max so far has been rocked on the feet, dominated on the ground, and now he's on his back again. He's kind of got his back scrunched up against the cage with his head on the post, and Dubronx with that head right in against the chin, moving it around and, just working Max Holloway to try to get a submission like he almost got in round number 1. Charles, a loser. I'm in a buffet. I'm going for submission. Bora Brazil. So now Oliveira, 65% chance to win to 35 for Max on Poly Market. What are you thinking so far? The main event right here on MMA Weekly. So happy to have you with us as always. 20 plus years. The longest running independently owned and the largest independently owned mixed martial arts website. We do boxing. We do the circus fights. We do them all now. 5:10 of ground control time, 5 minutes, 10 seconds of ground control time for Dubronx Charles Oliveira with Max Holloway. Man, oh man, 3 minutes left in round number 2, and Max is in the exact same position. Dubronx has the triangle locked in on him again. Max is bunched up. Charles on his back. Now he's got the rear naked locked in. He's locked in now. Oh, he's got it tight. Oh, man. Max broke it again, but now he takes a couple of 12-6ers coming down to the temple, meaning the elbows. Dropping bows is Dubronx. He's still got the triangle lock. Now he's flat on his back. Max flat on his back, laying on his chest. And Holloway managing to avoid the choke so far, but has been completely locked up by Charles Oliveira, who's dominating this fight, looking to take that BMF belt from the legendary Max Holloway. The Blessed Express has yet to get moving at all so far tonight. Max, I don't think, has landed a punch or anything in this fight. He's been on his back for almost all of round number 2. And, wow, he just took another, huge elbows, one to either side. Dubronx peppering him with elbows. He has his back and he's turning his elbows sideways. Now he's punching him, and now he's looking to turn him. And, oh, man, I thought he might work for a Darce there. This is high-level jits. Oh, he's got the rear naked in again. He's got Max's face, a neck crank. Max's head's turned sideways. Max's arms are not in there at all. Dubronx has him completely trapped, and Max gets away again. Oh my God, 1:30 left in this round. Max Holloway, what impressive. I don't know what he did or who he drilled with, and I know he's done a lot of this in his career. Remember the Ortega fight, right? Brian Ortega, not quite as good as Dubronx, but really good in jiu-jitsu as well. Oh, no. Max gives up the arms underneath the chin again. No, it'd be an arm in. Max won't let him get an arm out. But now Dubronx continues to pull his face to the side, cranking on that neck. 105 left in the round. 103, 102, 101. Dubronx not at all willing to engage on the feet with Holloway in this fight. Just 2 takedowns, 2 rounds that have been pretty much dominated with ground control. 50 seconds left in this round. Ground control to Major Tom. We got here 5:13 back control time for Oliveira. That's not ground control. That's back control. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Oliveira looking every bit like a BMF. And you know what BMF stands for, bad mother. And he's got the triangle locked in. He's been unable, though, as great as he is and all the, degrees and the black belt and everything with Oliveira, he's been unable to get the submission on Max. 20 seconds left in the round, 19, 18, 15 seconds left in the round. Oliveira still has Max's back, and Max is laying back to chest on him, but he's going to survive another, this time almost a complete round of being controlled on the ground by Dubronx Charles Oliveira. And remember, still 3 rounds left in this fight for Max Holloway, who's now bleeding from the forehead, and that's the end of the round. Right above the eye right here, he got hit, but that time he went for a ride. Oliveira with a beautiful, got chest to chest with him, tripped with the leg, took him down, peppering him with elbows, punches, submission attempts. Max has been able to fight him off, but oh, good Lord. What an incredible escape, again, from Max Holloway. So, man, what an incredible. I mean, I don't know how he survived those rounds. I really don't. I mean, what were the odds of this? I mean, you know what the odds were for Dubronx, right? To win by submission. And if you have that ticket right now, you got to be sitting there like, come on, man. What in the world is going on? What happened here? Where did my feed go? Oh, man. The whole screen just went black. I don't know what's happening here. It's obviously an issue that they're having on the network. So Oliveira to win by submission was plus 350. You had been feeling like that was almost completely cashed in either of those rounds. But nope, did not happen. Smash that like, hit that subscribe, the bell as well, so you get the alerts when we're coming your way with more content. MMA Weekly's live coverage of UFC 326. My whole picture, everything went black from Vegas. This is crazy. I can't see anything with this fight.
We're in the 3rd round, 3 minutes left to go, and Charles has Max on the ground. He's smothering him.
I'm going to try my phone. My TV went completely black. I have to think it's a network issue.
Yeah, it didn't stay up on the feet very long. And he's has Max on his back over by the cage.
What in the world is happening here?
He's mounting Max right now and just smothering him.
Same again. This is just, and you think when you have a fight like this, you don't think it's going to happen to Max, but I mean, Oliveira is just so good on the ground. I think all of this network
Max is trying to turn to the side. Oliveira is just being very methodical right now. He throws down an elbow. Now he has half guard.
Okay, I got it, Scott. I got it. Thank God. Wow, that's crazy. I don't know what just happened there. All right, I got it. I had to pull it up on my phone, but at least we got it here. Round number 3, Oliveira on top of Max Holloway. I have it at 240 left in round number 3. So Oliveira on top of Max, chest to chest in full mount. Hey, it finally popped back up on my TV. So now I have it on my TV and my phone, but I'm watching it on my phone. The heck with it. But Dubronk's full mount on Max, who now turns over and he's going to give up his back again. He's on his side. He's on his side. Max fetal position on his right side. Dubronk's looking to flip him right back on his back and pin him down. Might go for a Darce, has the arm there. But also, you know what I mean? The punches, the elbows could go for a finish there as well. And this has probably been, at least to this, I want to say this has been one of the most dominant performances of Charles Oliveira's career, man. Against a guy like Max, he loves hugging Max. What would you do? You going to stand and trade with Max Holloway? Come on, when you're Oliveira and you've done this and you've completely, I mean, what's more dominant? This is where I break rank with a lot of the fans out there, guys, and I love all of you. But think about this. Maybe I can help change your mind a little bit. Everybody loves the slugfest, stand and trade, bang, 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 Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway. Yeah, okay? When you can throw another man on the ground, lay on top of him, hold him there for 20 minutes of a fight, which is what he's trending
this is a
toward.
BMF fight, though, so I think it's different.
What do you mean it's different?
It's a baddest motherfucker fight. I don't think it should be a smotherfest, to be honest.
But the baddest motherfucker, if you can throw a man down and keep him there and he can't get up, are you not a bad motherfucker?
Not really. You're wrestling. You're not beating the shit out of him.
But you're throwing him on the ground and holding him there and he can't move.
Yeah, but you're not beating the shit out of him. People want to see a fight.
You're right. No, you're right, Scott. And either side, I think we're both right. Imagine that. Both sides with good points, both sides with bad ones. And we can just talk about it and not hate each other. I don't hate you, Scott. Anyway, takedown control average in this fight for Charles is 247 and counting. 55 seconds left in the round. Now he's got the forearm in the throat. Now take it from me. I'll tell you this, okay? When you are on the ground and another person is manhandling you like this, BMF belt is officially dead. Great comment, Merciless 6. To Scott's point, it is the BMF fight. We're talking Masvidal and Diaz, and the stupid doctor stopped it on Nate when he was coming back. We're talking Gaethje and Max, where Gaethje said, let's throw down, and he went out on his shield. And now the end of the round here comes, and Oliveira, it's a humpathon. The BMF is a humpathon. What can we change it to? What could we change those letters to? BMF instead of baddest mofo. What could it be? What could we call it? The BMF. What could the BMF stand for? I know one that I could say right now, but I'm not going to. But I'll tell you this, man. It really is a shame. Charles by dominating, and he is, right? I mean, Charles cracked him with a right. He hit him hard with a knee. I mean, he's winning on the feet. Maybe if I'm Charles, I mix it up and start striking with him in the third round. But I don't know if you mean you can't lose this fight. That's the thing. This is for the BMF belt, Scott. But every other time, look, Gaethje almost lost his title shot because of it. But this is for the BMF. But it's also, here's the difference. And the UFC might have screwed up on this one by doing this. They're numbers 3 and 4 in the division, looking for a title shot in a division where no one looks like they can mess with the champion, Topuria. Gaethje gets the shot, the interim title holder, Justin Gaethje, gets the shot at the White House. It's a great story. I love Justin, but can he really get with Topuria? I don't know. We'll see. Sarukian's there, but no one cares about him. These guys are 3 and 4 as they start round 5. And that's, you know what? I'll tell you this. This is the interesting thing. Pause in the action. Like a low blow or something from Charles. All right, and here they come again. 4:45 left in round number 4. But the winner of this fight could very well get a title shot. When Dubronk's dominating Max, he might get a shot after Justin. So the BMF belt's on the line, but the BMF belt is not the most important factor in this fight, and I think that's a mistake. To Scott's point, what we want to see. Max should have learned wrestling to counter Charles BJJ. If you can get held on and not get up as professional fighters, initially at the high level, but not to the point of 11 minutes of control. Fair point, Matt and mine. I'm not going to argue with you. Oliveira dominant in this fight, though. Max getting completely worked by Dubronx. We're almost at the 4-minute mark of round 4. Charles has him pinned up against the cage, the clench, chest to chest, looking for the trip and throw again. Oh, come on. Oh, he's down again. Charles on top, had the arm around the neck. Just brilliant grappling from Oliveira with the leg trips and the chest to chest. Just unbelievable, man. And Max, the will to fight is incredible. Oliveira throwing knees from the top into the hips of Holloway. What a disappointing main event, but man, 355 of round 4, he takes him down. Tremendous job by Charles Oliveira of imposing his will, implementing the game plan. Again, they're 3-4 in the division, lightweight. So when the BMF belt is of secondary importance to the UFC, you know what I mean? It's Oliveira has to get the win. He's not going to beat Max Holloway on the feet. What do you guys want him to do? It's not his fault they called this the BMF fight. I mean, it is what it is. And I, for one, am going to disagree with everyone and say, look, you hold someone down and they can't move and they can't get up and they can't do anything to you. They haven't even hit you. You're at 3 minutes, 15 seconds of round 4 and Max Holloway hasn't shown up yet in this fight. Baddest Mount Fest. Oh, bing, we have a winner. You see that right there on the screen. Biggest Mount Fest. And that's what Charles had to do to win this fight. That's what he's doing. It's up to Max to put a stop to it and get on the feet. It's not up to Charles to not do it because it's a BMF fight. If it was just a BMF fight and you're getting paid just for that, dude, they're 3-4 in the division. Again, with someone tell Oliveira we want to see punches, not hugs. Scarm 9226. Boring Huggins fest, yeah? Charles needs the win more than he needs your accolades and applause for this, and that's what it is. They're 3-4 in the division. The win matters more. It is of paramount. You like that? Importance. Oliveira, much better BJJ versus Holloway. Of course. That was it coming in. The over-under 3.5 rounds. The over was plus 110. Congratulations if you had that. If you want punches, watch boxing. I love how my parlay just went into the trash because they're not throwing punches. Your parlay is not on their minds. Max Holloway passed Rafael dos Anjos for the most fight time in UFC history. 8 hours, 43 minutes, 20 seconds and counting for Max. Laying on someone is ridiculous, so boring. And Max is in the fetal position again, laying on his left side. Dubronk's working for the rear naked. At least submit him, bro. You want to be called the BMF? You can't win the BMF by decision. I think the BMF should be vacated if it goes to the scorecards. I mean, since we're making up rules as we go, don't you think the BMF should be vacated if no one actually wins it?
I like that. I think it has to be one.
It has to be one. They should hang it up over the octagon like WWE does for their ladder matches.
And awesome. I get what people are saying. This is MMA, but this is different. It's a BMF fight. This is different than just MMA. There's a certain standard the BMF fight needs to have.
They should never have booked this fight for the BMF, 3-4 in the division. The win and the rankings mean more than the BMF belt, and that shouldn't be the case, to Scott's point and my point. But man, to get this kind of fight in a BMF fight, this is a bad look for the UFC. I don't think it's a bad look for the fighters. I mean, they're 3-4 in the division. You got to get the win. But Charles wants to win he wants to win the belt again before he's done. And he's not going to stand and trade with Max Holloway. And I'm not talking about the BMF belt. It's symbolic. It's something the UFC created to make money. You think Oliveira gives a crap about that? I don't. Charles holding down that long, can't finish, ground and pound. Yeah, you're not going to finish Max, I don't think, with ground and pound. But he's working hard to fight him off. And that brings round 4 to an end. Unbelievable, man. Wow. Max Holloway has been completely decimated 4 rounds in a row. We are talking 40-36 at best for Max. That's what he's just. So he has to win by KO TKO in round 5, or he's going to lose this fight and his BMF belt, right? What he did against Gaethje, that was BMF. What Gaethje did against Max was BMF. Gaethje almost cost himself a title shot by doing that in the BMF fight. The UFC made it right. Props to them. But Gaethje, in all reality, could have really screwed himself by doing that. Is it worth it to a fighter to do that? No. Hopefully the UFC will get the point and not put anybody who's right there for a title shot in the BMF again, or numbers 3 and 4 in a division that's wide open. BMF belt made for strikers who can't grapple. Diaz Masvidal, fair point. Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway, round 5, and here they come. Let's go. Big hug to start the round. Not unlike the entire fight. Max Holloway trying anything he can to stay on the feet in this fight. He has been completely unsuccessful. And Oliveira coming out, peppering him on the feet. Look at this. Shoots in quick for a takedown right after. Max has got to push him off and get him off him, man. Now Max, as Oliveira pulls him to the ground. Max looked like he got a takedown there. Now Max is on top, but Oliveira wants him there. This is not an advantage, really, for Max Holloway. If you posture up and, you look for some ground and pound, but Oliveira came out really hard and fast on the feet, landing against Max, surprising him again like he did in round 1, leading into the takedown. But Holloway is in top position right now over Charles Oliveira with 4:08 and counting left in the round. Charles will lose a lot of fans. I mean, I don't know. They love him. I mean, I guess if people feel like you do and like Scott do, that's a fair point. I'm not telling you you're wrong. I'm just telling you they're 3-4 in the division, and that matters more to everyone except you who wants the stand and bang BMF. Yeah, they should not give him the belt. If you win by decision, you shouldn't get the BMF. If he wins by decision, he should not get the BMF. Right now, he's just on the ground, holding on to Max. Max is rabbit punching him a little bit. They're not really, come on, Goddard, stand him up, bro. It's the BMF. And maybe it should be different rules. Maybe they should look into that, but it definitely shouldn't be a title contender or numbers 3 and 4 in a division. I think they should learn from this fight on a night when they completely screwed the pooch, and this amazing UFC White House card turns out to be about as underwhelming as you could have ever possibly imagined. With no John Jones and no Conor McGregor, we get a stinkfest main event BMF. And I hate to say the words stinkfest and Max Holloway in the same sentence. It sucks. But now Oliveira's got one leg up in the air for Max Holloway and just dumps him down again. Boring mofo. How about that for Charles? I mean, on this one, right? I mean, he's laying on top of Max now, and he was underneath him, but now he's on over him. Charles can do whatever he wants. Shut up. It's MMA, not boxing. BMF is domination, and that's what we're seeing. That's what I said. That's the first comment I made. And no, I won't shut up. You shut up. But, man, it's crazy. Max keeps the belt. Oliveira is a nut hugger. I mean, it is domination to lay on top of someone like this for as long as he has. It's been dominant, and that's what they'll say. That's the way they'll spin it. We'll have the press conference live here on MMA Weekly. I wouldn't even ask Dana about anything on this fight card if I were in that room. Every single question should be about the literal absurdity of how bad the White House card is. Every single – you want to get Dana back and you want to get the UFC back for this crappy White House card? Don't even acknowledge this fight card. Ask him nonstop and only about this disaster of a White House card. 150 left in the – I don't even want to call it the BMF fight anymore. This is – come on. I mean, you had to know that Dubronx, this was his clearest path to victory. You had to know that this was going to happen. He did pepper him on the feet briefly in this round and one big shot in round 1. But other than that, it's been takedowns and top control for Dubronx. He couldn't submit him for 2 straight rounds when he had him on the ground the whole time working for chokes. Hasn't been able to submit him in what has to be a record for ground time for Oliveira. Has to be working to that point right now. We're getting close. Max is on his back. Oliveira's on top. Max's head's up against the fence. Oliveira's got full mount. You know what I'm saying? It just is insane. Charles needs to be suspended and not given the belt. Yeah, Oliveira with 19 minutes plus of control time. His previous best was just under 15 minutes. People who don't like dominant grappling are casuals. Yeah, I agree. But again, it's the BMF belt. The UFC screwed up by booking this fight for the BMF. Good take, Danny Campbell. I appreciate it. Again, everybody's right. Everybody's right in this scenario. Everyone. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen anyone who's actually wrong yet on this. I'm happy my service went out. You don't have to watch any more promos for that stupid Marshall show. That's one plus. Holloway's face is a little tapped up too. If Charles can get the submission here in the last 25 seconds, maybe, he could save some face. Max stands up. Oliveira still got his back. 20 seconds left. How about you release him and stand and bang for 10, you sissy? Come on. He's not going to do it. He's number 3 in the world, wants to be number 4. Max is number 4, wants to beat number 4, is what I'm saying. Oh, Charles lets him go. 5 seconds left. Calls him into the middle. They stand and trade. Oliveira cracks Holloway. Max nails him with one right. And man, oh man.
Charles is very excited. I think his exuberance is
The boring Mount Fest comes to an end.
more than the performance deserves.
Holding Max by the head and talking to him, gives him a little kiss like he always does. But that's the worst BMF title fight we've ever seen. It's one of the worst main events we've seen in terms of competitiveness. Now, a dominating performance over a legend by Charles Oliveira. There's no doubt about that. So if this is just 3 and 4 in the lightweight division working for a title shot, people will still be a little upset. But hey, it's MMA. He dominated them. It is what it is. But since it's for Scott's right, since it's for the BMF belt, okay, we're expecting the standard of the BMF belt to be upheld. And it was not upheld in this fight. It wasn't. There's Scott right there. You got a little peek at our guy on the scene in Vegas. We're going to do the press conference live here. Some happy people in the Dubronx family. But just a dominant performance, man. And just look, it's the end of the credibility of the BMF as we know it. Here's a question, Scott. Has there been a worse night for the UFC in a long time? As we look at the press conference in the press room ready to happen here. We'll throw to the podium as soon as fighters come up. You'll hear from the winners. You'll hear from Dana White. Hopefully the people there have some guts and kill him on this UFC White House card. Good Lord, man. I don't know. I'm not going to call it a fight night card. It's not that. But it is not a White House worthy card. There's no McGregor, no Jones, no nobody. Michael Chandler's on it against Ruffy. Pereira against Cyril Gahn, the cheating, finger-poking, eye-poking, eye-wrecking Frenchman. Gaethje and Topuria, the main event. I was expecting that to be like a co-main with Conor as a co-main and Jones Pereira as the main. I mean, they're going to spin it the best they can. The highlight, Justin Gaethje, he's our guy. You know, no one deserves this more. And they're right. They're right when they say that. They will be right. But we wanted Jones, we wanted Conor, and because they got paid, they got their money. Malky Kawa talked about negotiations all night. Wait till you hear this story. I want to see what happens now with this because I haven't seen anything. I haven't even seen John Jones on social media. I don't even know if his account's up. This is insane. Oh, Johnny Bones. There he is. Wait a second. Nope, his last post was 10 hours ago with Arnold Schwarzenegger. But remember, he's been talking all the time about, you know what I mean, about negotiating to be on the White House card. And now he's not on the White House card. And I'll be anxious to see what happens here. He was with Arnold today. He was doing an appearance earlier. Nothing from John Jones yet, man. This is discouraging. It's really bad, but we're about to get the official decision anyway. Do not give this guy the BMF belt for this fight. They're going to. They have to. But Oliveira, dominating performance, and we expected more from the BMF. We expected more from the White House card. We have unmet expectations tonight as UFC fans. We really do. And this is a shame. It's really a shame. I know we're spoiled. It's been a great run since the Fertittas and Dana bought it. We're the ones who got it there. And right now, I feel like we're being worked. I feel like we're being hosed. I feel like we're not getting what we should. The unanimous decision winner is Charles Oliveira. He has the BMF belt over his left shoulder. I don't care what he says in the interview. I really don't. This was not the fight for that. I mean, 3 and 4 in the world. Again, I've said it and I'll say it again. When you're number 3 and 4 in the world, that matters more than the mythical title that's on the line with the BMF. It matters more that you move up in those rankings and not fall down in those rankings when you have a stud in Sarukian ahead of you. You have Gaethje, the interim champ, fighting Topuria on the White House lawn. There's Oscar Willis of the Mac Life, by the way. You saw him in the screen. He's the one who put out something on social media earlier that put 2 and 2 together with Malky Kawa's post and the White House card and the reaction of Hunter Campbell and Sean Shelby from the stage this week. I said it right away as it happened. Jones is the one that fell off, and then I saw Malky's post, and man, oh man, they sure as hell use Conor McGregor for all that publicity with the Mac life, though, don't they? Will we ever see the Notorious again? Who's more responsible for building the UFC than Conor McGregor from a fighter standpoint? Nobody. That's the most rhetorical of any rhetorical question I've ever asked. You can talk about Brock. You can talk about Kimbo on Tough. You can talk about Ronda Rousey. All three of them together don't equal to Conor McGregor. It is what it is. You wouldn't think that in the BMF belt. Yeah, no, Max was great defending on the ground. I mean, he did train his ass off for that, obviously. Winning the fight was of paramount importance to him. You know what I mean? It's not that. It's that the win mattered more because these guys are 3 and 4 in the world. You see the microphone there and the step and repeat behind them. The UFC 326 post-fight presser is coming up next. We'll have it live for you here on MMA Weekly. Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries, Gries, at Jim Gries _ at MMA Weekly on social media. I am legitimately just really, really thrown off by what just happened tonight with the White House card and now this fight. I thought Charles Oliveira would stand and trade more considering it's the BMF. And I'll say this, the early shot that he landed and then in that last round doing it, he looked really quick and really good on the feet tonight. I think Charles Oliveira would have had a good shot of winning this fight standing tonight, which is only going to fan the flames more. It's only going to fan the flames more. He's got his son in his arms. He's got his lady with him. You know, he's a happy dude, and I understand that, but it just is. It's the BMF fight, and the UFC 2, UFC fans 0 tonight is the way I look at this night. UFC putting it over on us twice in the same night, once with the BMF Humpathon, which has ruined all the credibility of the BMF belt, and now you have the White House fight card that is hopefully going to be the main topic of conversation for Dana in this press conference. Max got robbed, damn shame. Charles didn't want to hurt him. It's called MMA, not boxing. I get it. Conor versus Nate Diaz 3, White House event. They were never taking that fight away from Michael Chandler, and they hate Diaz. And they don't want to pay both Conor and Nate. That was never happening. The biggest factor here, Scott alluded to it earlier as they interview Max. I really don't even, whatever. You got dominated. You didn't give up the submission. Congratulations. Lost the BMF belt. What do you do now if you're Max? That's crazy. But, man, Scott alluded to it earlier. They got paid. They have guaranteed money. What happens when players get guaranteed money? How many times have you been a fan of a team and a guy signs a huge guaranteed contract and then craps the bed? What are you going to do? Right? Guaranteed money alters performances. Downslide sense, yeah. They're not going to pay those two guys because they have the money. And they get paid the same no matter what they do. They're already spending a ton of cash to do the event at the White House. This one is for the whole country. I got it. Now, we don't know that it's over money. I'm speculating. What's the point of a BMF belt? They're taking pics with it now. But I just can't, for the life of me, this is a slap in the face, man. If Jones was on that card and not Conor, I could deal with it. Conor hasn't been active in a long time. I think the UFC and McGregor just use one another now to get publicity here and there. And that's the social media world that we live in, right? You got to live with that. But Conor did so much to build this sport, to build that company. He's not on the White House card. Jones not on the White House card. I can't wait to hear and to see what these guys are going to say. Look at that White House card. On the 250th anniversary of America, we get that. Michael Chandler, I'm happy for him, but does he belong there? No. Sean O'Malley? Sure. Gaethje? Absolutely. Stand up and brawl, not this. Mad respect to Oliveira, but this was, yeah. I mean, that's the way most hardcore fans are going to feel. And you're going to call them casuals, and they're not casuals. It's the BMF belt. If it weren't a BMF fight, you really couldn't say. BMF belt has lost its meaning. Dana, you got some splaining to do. What does he care? He's worth $800 million. What do any of them care? They have FU money, and right now they're saying FU to you, to me, to us. All of us. All of us. They've pushed out or pushed aside or back the outlets that that made them with their coverage over the years. They've banned people who put them on the map. You know who I'm talking about, who they used to pay to put them on the map, for that matter. Ban people like that. And now it's a Nina drama world in the UFC. It's a Nina drama world. How about that? And on top of that, it's a we don't get the best fights world, which is why we built the UFC into what it is, which is why we paid, which is why when it was underground, we raised it up. We being the fans, we being outlets like MMA Weekly, been there over 20 years. We, as in the word that Cyril Gahn is going to use when they ask him if he wants to quit on the stool against Alex Pereira. Get it? We, French, means yes. You know what I'm saying. We the people, how about this on the 250th anniversary? We the people demand a better fight card, and we demand answers on this piece of crap we got handed tonight. How about that? We the people. We'll start with that. It seems appropriate, does it not? Charles is the BJJMF. There you go. I can't knock Dubronx for that performance, man. You're number 3 in the division looking for a title shot to get your hands on a belt, make way more money. You got a family. Tough to knock the guy for that, but you did sign up for a BMF fight. But again, the fact that these guys are 3 and 4 in the world in a tight division and they're both fighting to win a belt again. I mean, look at what Max is fighting to do in that division. Look what Charles is doing. Winning is most important, not the BMF belt. And the UFC directly set that up by booking this as the BMF, did it not? So who you mad at here? Yeah, you mad at Charles, or you mad at the people who put him in there in that position, knowing that was his path to victory? As I sit and look at the Iceman, Chuck Liddell, in the crowd, he's going to be crying like the Native American dude in the commercials in the 80s for the no pollution commercials. I mean, think about this, right? This dude gave his brain for this sport. All those guys who built it, the Chucks and Titos, the Rampages, the Rashads, Ronda, Brock, Cain Velasquez, McGregor, you know, they bled for this. They put the UFC where it is, and we, the fans, allowed them to do it with our money. And this is what we all get. No Connor, no Jones. We'll be live for that fight. It'll still be a big night. I'll still be happy to do it, but it'll be a what if. It'll always be a what if. And by the way, the Sphere wasn't that great either. These 2 once-in-a-lifetime cards that the great Dana White made us believe were going to be the greatest of all time. The Sphere was completely underwhelming. And the White House, since when, and Dana said it from the beginning, the UFC is about fights and the best fights. Dana has bosses now. And his bosses are not just the executives who are above him in our manual. It's the shareholders now. So not even Dana White can keep that business model of the best fight the best and the badasses fight the badasses. And we always give you that with the UFC, to the point where he almost looks foolish right now saying these are the greatest cards of all time and the greatest events in UFC history, when the Sphere wasn't that good and the White House card looks jacked. He went out on that limb a mile out on both of these cards and told us they'd be the greatest things we've ever seen. The Sphere was completely underwhelming. And it's not that Dana's forgetting that it's just about fights. The fight matters the most. I don't give a shit if you're in the Sphere and you have the highest production. You see all the video screens. I don't care if the White House is the backdrop. The fights matter most always. And when you get to a point where they don't, you know what I mean? Why not just, have it be like celebrity boxing or some shit like that? And you want to call Jake Paul fake? Who's the happiest guy in the world tonight? Jake Paul. MVP's coming on the MMA side, Ronda and Carano. Ronda Rousey just said this recently. The UFC is not in the business of putting on the best fights anymore, directly from one of the greatest fighters in the history of the UFC. They did not want to bring her back for that fight. They didn't want to pay her. They didn't want to pay Gina Carano. Why? They got the money and they don't have to. And now the fighters, the former fighters, and the host of the show, whoever this Kate Scott is, they can sit there and mug at the camera and say what they're told to say. What a night. What a fight. What a White House card. Bullshit is what that is. Total, complete bullshit. As we await fighters, and I don't know who's coming still. I don't know who's already been at the podium. Yeah, I would say that COVID-19 patient 69. All the pros who like to use casual for these types of opinions cannot admit that just laying on top of someone is not entertaining. you got to be a purist to the sport. When you're a purist to the sport, you got to stick to your guns. I respect their opinion. It is what it is, and I respect yours just as much. See, it's like Rocky IV. I can change, and you can change. We all can change. I don't know now. I don't know. Oh, shout out to Poirier with that jacket. He's got to be disgusted, man. A guy like Dustin, we've never seen Max dominated like that. Charles looked possessed out there. He walked Max down. He did, but it was a humpathon. And I know that, look, these guys want to continue to get booked for the post-fight show. So I don't necessarily trust their analysis, man. I like Paul Felder. I love Poirier and Bisping. They're three of my favorites. I think those guys should be calling the fights if you want to know the truth. But man, between Dominic Cruz and Bisping and Felder, and they're all better than what we're getting on that pay-per-view card. Man, I'm on a roll tonight. I'm gonna piss everyone off. I'm not gonna have any friends left anywhere after tonight. But come on, man, you got to call them like you see them. You got to call them like you see them, and I don't know. I just what I saw in that main event was not BMF worthy. It was dominant. It was amazing. I love the performance of Oliveira. Hey, look, if I'm a purist and I love the sport of mixed martial arts and what Oliveira just did, that's why it's called mixed martial arts. Where you have an advantage over another fighter is where you have to, you have to utilize that advantage. Would you rather have him stand and get knocked out? Yes, you would. But what does that do for him in his career? It's the UFC's fault for booking the 3 and 4 fighters in any division in a BMF. Why? Because their positioning in the division, the rankings, and their title path ascension are all more important than the BMF belt. The BMF is of no consequence in that fight. Very little. Trust me, when those guys are training for this fight, the BMF is a footnote. And that's what the UFC made the BMF belt by booking this fight as the BMF fight. If I'm Dana, I might consider resigning and get the hell out of there, man, before they bring down and tarnish his legacy with this corporate crap and the TKO shareholders and what they're doing. I don't know. I just don't see it. The great Dana White and all the amazing fights he gave us, and now we're not getting them. And we think we know why, and we've been saying it here on the show, and we're waiting. Scott, do you know who's coming to the podium? I know Dana's coming to the podium. At least I hope he does. We'll see Charles Oliveira, Chow, but I don't know if Raul Rosas Jr. has been there yet, or Drew Dober. But we'll see. Meanwhile, while you're here, smash that like, hit that subscribe. You're the avid fans, and you're the ones who keep us going and support us the most here on MMA Weekly. We love you. We appreciate you, the diehards, the purists. And here comes someone. Nope, the camera just got. Oops. He must be putting in a new card or a plug or something. But man, you can see press row there. Charles was never a true fighter, not BMF material. He literally gave up all the time early in his career. Never forget. You know what? Man, Max, day one was always the same. That's a great take. I love that. They should just change the rules for BMF. If you grapple, you get 20 seconds on the ground and get stood up. You all acting like Khabib didn't do this with his opponents. He certainly did. It's what Hamzat does. It's what Islam does. Yep, it's the sport. Max, GTFO, didn't do anything. Time is up. Terrible card. The cards have not been good. Look, I see the number 911 on my screen right now. It just popped up in a place where it's more than just a coincidence. I'd love to see Joe and DC and these guys try to sell this White House card. I mean, they have to. I've been in their shoes. They can't do what I'm doing right now, which makes it, in my mind, not real. It's not authentic. I want to hear what they really. UFC Freedom. UFC Freedom 250. They're not. Are they? They're not going to talk about the absence of John Jones and Conor McGregor on the UFC. They're not going to do it on the stream with Anik and Joe and DC or Bisping and Felder. You could bring them all, Poirier. No one's going to say that. Let's see. Nope. Dustin and DC going back and forth. See, they're talking about some stupid. I get it. The necklace going. Dude, we're not even getting analysis anymore from DC and Joe and Poirier and Bisping and these guys. We're getting company lines for the shareholders right now. and I might be banning myself from the sport if I'm not careful. No, they don't. Just the honor system, and that's, to me, not being honored right now. Someone tell this girl that we're live.
I'm not ready to become a champion, I believe I'm ready to become a champion. Like I said, I got a great team around me, so I think I can get ready. Everybody at the division, I know everybody's good at this point. I'm fighting the best of the best, and I can't wait.
Do you think you're ready for a 5-rounder next?
Of course, 5 rounds, 3 rounds. Like tonight, I could have won 5 rounds. I felt pretty good, man. In the gym, I get pushed a lot. So there's nothing new.
Last one for me. Of everyone in that top 15 that you know of, I guess, who do you think poses the most problems to you besides the champion?
Hold on, let me think. Can you name them real quick, like top 10? Uh, I don't know, to be honest. But I think, I don't know. I guess we're going to have to see.
Yeah, Raul back here. Congratulations. Raul, if not an opponent, one of the perks of the UFC is they do go worldwide. I mean, there's obviously a lot of famous, venues, and then obviously a lot of places around the world. Is there a place you would like to go with the UFC for your next fight?
Anywhere, to be honest. I love fighting in Vegas. I feel like I'm at home. I love fighting in Mexico City. But anywhere, I'll just be ready to go out there and keep climbing up the ladder.
Do you have a message to anybody who shows up to the after party tonight?
I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go out, eat with my family, with my team, enjoy, watch my fight, and get back in the gym because, like I said, right now I can't let my foot off the gas. You know, I know hard fights are coming my way, so I gotta stay ready. I gotta keep evolving, and I want to be able to finish all these guys. You know, so today I wasn't able to get that, so I'm not satisfied. So I'm gonna get back to the drawing board and work on that.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Hello, Raul. Congratulations for your win. You were the youngest fighter to enter in the UFC. Now the youngest fighter to enter the top 15. Congratulations, and what a mature performance. Can you give us a little bit of your thought about that?
It went exactly as we planned. You know, I think we came in with a really good game plan. We knew exactly what he was going to try to do, which is box. And I feel like I managed the distance pretty good. My timing on my shots were pretty good. My control was good. Like I said, all I wanted is the finish, but he was really good at staying safe. Um, I thought he was going to throw more, but you know, he was waiting too much for the takedown, but it just played right into our game plan.
And what about the rubber guard he used? Were you surprised about that?
Yeah, I was surprised, but like I said, nothing new I've never seen, so I adjusted pretty quick, and that made me go right into half guard, you know.
Perfect, thanks.
Hi, Elaine here. I just heard you say that you knew that he was going to come in and box, and I currently seen you at Capetillo's gym and also doing a few sparring sessions with the Vargases. Can you tell me a little bit more about your camp and how boxing technique went with that team?
I box a lot in El Paso, Texas. Samir, he has two up-and-comers, twins, Andre and Ari Bonilla. And just I was out for a year, but I was training every single day. You know, I was evolving in every single thing, and being able to get a lot of boxing sparring in. I try to get good boxing work, good grappling work, wrestling work, and during that season, I was able to spar Emiliano Vargas, Amado Vargas, and I feel comfortable in the boxing department, and that was Plan B. You know, Plan B was to box with Rob Font. I'm glad we didn't have to go there, but I felt pretty comfortable. You know, that's why I wasn't rushing any takedowns because I knew if he started defending takedowns and I couldn't take him down, I was gonna say fuck it and we can box. You know, I felt pretty comfortable. I've done so many hard rounds with so many good pro boxers, and I feel like that makes me feel so calm on these moments.
Raúl, aquí, a tu derecha. ¿Puedes en español? ¿Está bien?
Sí, está bien.
Raúl, subes en el ranking en esta oportunidad con esta victoria. En tu división hay otro mexicano, David Martínez, que está creciendo mucho también en tu división y mucha gente quiere ver mexicanos enfrentarse. ¿Te gustaría enfrentar a David Martínez o prefieres evitarlo e ir por otro rival?
La verdad, David Martínez es un muchacho que me cae muy bien. Él y su hermana, yo los conocí, creo que antes de que entrara al UFC y alcanzamos a pelear en carteleras juntas y la verdad que son muy humildes. Me gusta cómo se apoyan entre hermanos porque así yo también me apoyo con mis hermanos. Entonces, obviamente nadie se tiene miedo en esta división. Entonces no por miedo me gustaría evitarlo, pero porque me cae muy bien y somos dos mexicanos representando la bandera. Pero obviamente si la UFC es una pelea que la UFC quiere hacer, pues yo sé que él estaría dispuesto y yo también. Pero por ahorita me gustaría que los dos estuviéramos representando la bandera.
Gracias.
Solid.
Something no good. Well, I mean, he gets to put his on the line. I think that's all. But I also think it's like, I mean, it's like, first year, you're pretty good when you fight. I thought the light horses, especially your Super Bowl, like, people don't stop for much stuff like they used to. They've got too many options. White House is the closest he's going to get to having that one more time. So now, I think he's just waiting for the contract to expire to the box. I think you wanted that. It's like, let's be real, the White House is so, like, animal. It's orbit because of the non-animated. You know, it looks like Scott. It looks like Scott. It sounds like Scott. What? But Scott would never be mad about beer over something. Really? At all.
How long do you have to
All I remember is seeing everything. It passed so one block.
We're gonna go off. You're gonna go off the deep end.
The gate tonight was $8.3 million. Attendance 19,480. It was sold out. 4 performance of the night bonuses: Borralho and Dober.
Dana, dominant work from Charles Oliveira, but maybe not exactly the fight the crowd was anticipating or looking for. What were your thoughts on the way the main event played?
Well, I don't know if anybody was expecting that. I mean, the way he body locked him and took him down so easily and absolutely dominated him on the ground. I thought there'd be a lot more stand up, and I thought that Max would do a better job at defending the takedown. And if he got on the ground, he'd at least pop up a couple, 3 times during the round. But total domination.
Yeah. At the end of the day, the goal of the sport is to win fights, right? But when it's a BMF title fight, do you feel like there's a unwritten rule that you got to fight a little bit differently, that you got to make it a stand-up war and not have a grappling-based approach?
Well, I think you'll have those type of guys, but the goal at the end of the day in every fight is to win. So he did exactly what he needed to do to win. And I think probably, you'll have to ask Max, but in training camp, they're probably expecting, if you've seen Charles fight, he's not afraid to go toe-to-toe, stand up, and, they obviously really believed that if they took him down to the ground, tonight would happen.
Yeah, no doubt. 4 fights tonight that broadcast on CBS as well, including like one of the weirdest fights ever with Garbrandt and Jalong. But just curious kind of what you thought about being back on network television, and, is that an important milestone for the UFC?
Yeah, I think that, if you look at where we are now, we're out from underneath 2 paywalls. So obviously being on CBS is huge, and Paramount for what it would cost you for one pay-per-view, you can watch everything UFC for the year. I mean, we already feel the difference in the business, and Paramount definitely does. I think we have exceeded their expectations on how many people are coming over to watch the fights. And obviously the White House fight will blow it out of the water.
Well, you made the announcements tonight that everybody's been waiting on. I guess talk about how you decided on Ilia Topuria and Justin Gaethje of getting that honor of main eventing this, historic event.
Yeah, so basically what we did is the matchmakers went out and put together, started talking to everybody, seeing what fights were possible, and then came back to me, and I chose the card.
Nice. Interim title fight at heavyweight with Alex Bejeda and Cyril Gane. I guess reading into that, does that mean there's really no update on when Tom Aspinall will be back? And have you checked in with Eddie Hearn, I guess, an update?
Yeah, Tom, obviously won't be ready for the White House fight, so that's why it's an interim title fight.
Nice. Can you share with us what the fight was that fell out?
That's not important.
Fair enough. Last thing I want to ask you, again, today there were some weird reports of betting irregularities around Michael Johnson and Drew Dober.
Yeah.
Obviously, the fight happened, so it wasn't concerning, but was there legitimacy to this again? Did this happen again? Like,
Yeah, no, zero.
Zero.
Zero. And a weird post that somebody posted that a kid was kidnapped and some crazy shit. All bullshit.
Dana, you talked about you don't want to say what fight.
Ever, which I told you guys 100,000 times, was John Jones even remotely in my mind to fight at the White House. I wouldn't. First of all, I've told you why I wouldn't do it. And number two, some guy with meta glasses on filmed him talking about his hips, that his hips are so bad. And I don't know if you guys saw that flag football game where he can barely run. John Jones he retired because of his hips. He's got arthritis in his hips. Apparently, he's been, doctors say he should have hip replacement. So,
okay,
add that on top of all the other reasons that I wouldn't. The John Jones thing is bullshit.
Okay.
I'm not saying they weren't talking to John Jones and that John Jones wasn't interested in the fight. And what was even crazier is John Jones came out and was like, I'm in negotiations right now for the White House fight, after I had already sent a text to his lawyer saying, never going to happen ever.
Is it fair to say then John Jones is retired and this is the end of his time?
Yes.
Okay.
Very fair.
For the White House card, have you decided yet? Is it still in the works? How much is Paramount Plus? If there's CBS portions, what are we looking at for actually the broadcast itself?
Well, we got a lot of the logistics done. We went out there and presented it to the president and his team. And now we'll get into all of that stuff. Still so much work to do for this fight. Literally, Craig Borsari, head of production, this is all he works on now. Nothing else till it's over.
Yeah. You said to Joe Rogan earlier that actually this card was not as easy as you thought to build. You obviously aren't going to tell us the fight that fell out, but is this one of those things that we'll never find out, that behind the scenes there was a lot of crazy shit going on with making this card, and we'll one day find out that it was actually insane?
There's crazy shit with making every card in this business. This is a very hard business to be in and run. I mean, on a day-to-day basis. It's like a soap opera here every day. But yeah, this was a fun one.
I wanted to ask about just a boxing question. Jaya Patel was meant to fight for the IBF title, and then a report came out that they were disrespected by the way you...
The media, I mean, this guy defended their title for 4 years and paid his sanctioning fee. The fucking guy who's the supervisor or whatever he is flies here, lands and says, hey, where's my per diem? We give him his per diem. He jumps back on the fucking plane and flies back, and they put out a press release. Just, these guys are going to do all the work for us. These guys are going to do all the work.
Are they refunding his sanctioning fee?
Are they really what?
Are they going to give him back his sanctioning fee?
We'll see how this plays out. Yeah. But I'll talk to you tomorrow about this. Let's do UFC shit tonight.
Dana Pick.
Yep.
Go ahead, Jose.
Conor McGregor obviously tweeting a lot today. Wasn't very impressed with the fight. Says if they want, I'll spank Charlie. Obviously about Charles Oliveira. Is there any update on Conor McGregor? He did a podcast today with Chael Sonnen saying that he probably won't fight on the White House because of the amount of revenue he could bring in. So is there any update on when or if he'll fight again?
No. But we are definitely talking to Conor, obviously.
But there's no timetable. You just okay.
Not even close.
Dana back here.
Yep.
Earlier you had said that you were planning some big stuff in Washington, D.C. for the fans, kind of like just, not just the White House event, but things they could look forward to throughout the week that were UFC related. We've also heard about International Fight Week, still coming in July. Can you just talk about what fans could look forward to leading up to the fight in D.C.?
Yeah, obviously you can't get tickets to get into the White House fight, but the Ellipse across the street, we'll be able to hold 85,000 people over there. We're going to have screens and fan activation over there. Ram is like giving away trucks over in the Ellipse. Is going to be all kinds of cool stuff. So even if you obviously can't get tickets, you should be in DC the week of the fight. Press conference is going to be at the Lincoln Memorial. It's going to be fun.
Can't wait.